All right. And let's go.
All right, let's give this another go. Since Alejandro hasn't played this at all, I'm just going to pretend like we've never done this before, and everybody can space out if they're already bored by it. But I'm going to give Alejandro the full experience. So
Yeah, please do. Yeah,
all right, so Kellery Deverin, an aristocrat and scholar living in Magnamar, has a problem. Just a week ago, she received an invitation from her cousin Kendra, mayor of the nearby town of Sandpoint, to attend that town's upcoming Swallowtail Festival. Yes, you heard correctly, upcoming Swallowtail Festival, because this chapter of Doomsday Dawn takes place in the year 4707 Absalom Reckoning, so 11 years prior to Golarian's present, which means that it takes place just before the events of Pathfinder Adventure Path number 1, Burnt Offerings. Knowledge of the ancient empire of Thassalon remains obscure and unknown to the world at large, so lots of these secrets that have been unearthed in the long reign of Pathfinder are not yet known, at least not in this part of the adventure. With the festival's focus on the consecration of Sandpoint's new cathedral, Kellery hoped to bring a family heirloom, the Star of Desna, to receive a blessing, but as she prepared for her trip, an unexpected complication arose. When Kellery entered the old vault beneath the family estate to retrieve the star from storage, she found the chamber in total disarray. Chests lay smashed about the room, shelves were knocked over, and worst of all, the steel lockbox containing the Star of Desna was missing. The source of the robbery was made evident by a gaping hole in the center of the floor, leading down into the sewers, and sewage stains in the shape of goblin footprints leading out of it. Enraged, Kellery lashed out at the now empty shelves and ruined containers, only to find that she was not alone. A quiet whimpering came from behind a partially collapsed armoire. Investigating, she found a lone goblin, wounded and wretched. Kellery demanded answers about her stolen heirlooms, but the goblin only began howling in greater terror and begged for mercy. Kellery's rage subsided, and she asked the goblin what had frightened her so. The goblin introduced herself as Tulga and explained that her tribe, the Mudchewer tribe, had been enslaved by a brutish hobgoblin named Dracus the Taker, who was forcing members of her tribe to dig into vaults and basements all around town to rob Longshanks of loot and treasure. Those who refused were taken away, only to have their blood-drained bodies put on display as a warning to the other goblins. Immediately after the robbery on the Deverin basement, Tulga and a few other desperate goblins rebelled, but they were cut down and slaughtered. Only Tulga survived by retreating up to the Deverin vault and hiding. Now, with no home and nearly paralyzed with fear over the fate of her fellow goblins under Dracus's increasingly violent rule, Tulga became desperate. She begged Kellery to send adventurers to her old lair, a complex called the Ashen Ossuary, that was accessible via the Magnamar sewers. She promised to sketch a map of the lair and to lead Kellery and anyone who might help to the entrance, and vowed that in return she would work to spread the word among other goblin tribes in the sewers that Longshanks are friendly. While Kellery was sympathetic to the tale, she is a scholar, not an adventurer. However, she does have contacts and knows of at least one eager new nominee for the task. Ever the forward thinker, she hopes that by calling upon allies, she can not only recover her stolen heirloom, but perhaps even start a new diplomatic alliance between Magnamar and one of its most notorious antagonists. So you have that as a handout for reference. Any more preparations that you want to get done before we head on to into the sewers?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cast light on my armor.
Okay. That is good. Oran. That is a 20-foot radius light spell, right?
Yep.
Okay, everybody see that light. There is no more dim light. And that should work. Okay. All right. I take it we're ready then?
If anybody else wants any light, you're going to have to do it yourself.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Because you can only cast one of these. So.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it lasts all day.
Yeah.
All right, so the adventure begins just outside the entrance to the Ashen Ossuary, the lair of Dracus the Taker and the oppressed Mature tribe. And you traveled here through the Magnamar sewers, and now that you have found the entrance to the ossuary, you can return to the surface and rest anytime you want. Just remember that. It's just a 10-minute trip to make it back to the surface from the exit, and rest, recover, get more supplies, no problem. Although the Swallowtail Festival is scheduled to take place in just 7 days, so Calorie would appreciate it if you can accomplish your mission before that time is up. Yeah, the damp sewer passages have led you to a slimy cistern that stinks of decay. And on the northern edge of this circular chamber lies a pile of burnt bones in front of a scorched tunnel. Please roll perception for initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good start for me. Yay. Alejandro, I made a macro, so if you click your token, you should see a button that says initiative, and then you can just click it and put your modifier in.
Oh, cool.
Starting next time, I'll take this roll for now.
Where is it?
If you click the token, top left.
Oh, right. Yeah.
All right. So you've entered, or you've entered the slimy cistern, stinking of decay. And you barely see the outline of the entrance with the burned bones in front of it and the scorched tunnel leading into the ossuary. But you also see something else glisten in the dark. There are several puddles of sewage, sludge, and filth, and one of them begins to stir and bubble, and some monstrosity begins to rise from the little puddle and slither and slop towards you. And it's going to move with its incredible speed. 1, 2, done. And then it's going to move again. 1. So that was 2 actions. And then it's going to... That's really just 1 action. So it's going to do that. And it slithers forward ever so slowly, and just with disgusted fascination, you watch the animated pool of sewage and detritus make its way towards you, and then all of a sudden it seems to explode in a wave of filth and slime, and all of you need to make a reflex save, please.
Ugh.
Off to a good start.
Oh my
Yep.
goodness. Yes. Really
Wait, did
horrible.
Susi
no.
roll twice?
Yeah. Don't.
Yeah, I'm not going to count the second one. Okay, so everyone except for Oran fail, which means all of you take the following amount of acid damage from the caustic sludge, 2 points of damage as the sludge burns your skin, and you're hampered 10 feet for 1 minute, which means your speed is essentially reduced because all the sludge, it burns every step you take. It's very, very much hampered. You can take actions on your turn to clean the muck off, but I can explain that to you if you want to take that action. So this ooze has taken all of its 3 actions this turn, and then it's Adrach's turn.
So I'm covered in a sticky goo and I can't really move. I've
Well-
seen worse kitchen accidents. So one of the two weapons I have, one is a dagger, and the other is a short. Oh, why am I thinking with weapons? I'm a wizard.
Right.
I need to get into the wizard mindset. Can I unstick myself from the sticky substance?
Yes, you can take an interact action,
Okay.
which means you use one of your actions for that, and clean off the muck. And for every action you use, you can reduce the hampered condition by 5 feet. So it would take 2 actions to get rid of it altogether.
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try.
Okay.
And,
All right. There's the. You don't even have to roll for that. It just automatically succeeds by using the actions. So you
get it off me! Get it off me!
clean the muck off, and you're no longer hampered.
Yeah.
And you're even left with 1 more action.
So can I use a cantrip?
Depends on the cantrip.
Yeah, if it has 2 actions, like somatic and verbal, well, it takes 2 actions.
Then give me 1 second. So if I want to do acid splash,
It takes 2.
it takes 2 somatic and verbal, right? Ray of frost. Yeah, I'm guessing all the good ones are gonna be 2.
Yep. Shield is a 1.
But I don't have it prepared or anything.
Okay.
All right, 1. Let me just check 1 more. Yeah. It's all 2 actions. Fair enough.
Okay, then let's look at your basic actions. Maybe there's something you want to do.
Basic actions.
Yeah, you find it in playing the game encounter mode, basic actions. You could aid, assist. Yeah. Assist is
Alright,
just a single action.
I'll assist who's beside me. Oran. Hi, Oran, I think you got something on you. And start wiping.
I don't have anything on me.
Oh, he's the one that didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's to my left then?
I am.
And your name is?
Mike.
Yeah,
Mike.
Paladin Mike.
Mike, you seem to have something on you. And I start wiping the muck off him.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't see why that shouldn't be possible
Yeah.
for someone next to him. Okay, so he's his hampered is reduced to 5.
Mhm.
Excellent. Oran,
Yeah, you did skip Susi.
Susi. Yeah.
I skipped Susie.
She's 19.
She was a 19 initiative.
Oh, right, because she.
That's okay. I'm howling in pain and trying to rub this stuff off.
Susie, yeah, you. Yeah, well, if you rub the stuff off, you still have 1 more action.
You don't even need to because you're standing right there. You can just rage and chew on him.
But it's made of shit.
It's detritus and sewage. Shit, well,
The only other choice he
various
has is to punch
detritus.
Sure, I'll punch the goo.
Okay. So if you're going to punch it to kill it, you'll only get a +3.
Wait, so can you walk us through this? Because this is the first time I've seen a barbarian. Do you have to go into rage to be efficient, or can you just punch him without claws?
She can punch him, but if you're trying to punch for lethal damage, then you're untrained at it. If she punches for non-lethal, then she's trained.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
she
it's a
rages,
little-
that's when she gets her jaws.
I see.
So it actually pays for you to rage, Shannon.
Hope you all have mouthwash. Rawr!
Okay.
Oh. So
So-
Susie rages,
Right.
and then what happens?
So she grows into a kind of a werewolf. So she grows wolf jaws, which is what her primary attack is with now. So that's 1 action, Shannon. Then she gets -1 to her armor class. she gets +2 to damage, and there's a couple other things on there. But
Yeah, so it's a 3-round count.
yeah, so if you want to
And-
put a counter on there, she gets it for 3 rounds, and then it goes away, and she's fatigued for a round.
And then I
Okay,
can
so-
start it up again.
3 rounds.
Where is my bite damaged, Josh?
Jaws, and you just do attack
Oh,
1.
there it is.
It's already set
So
up
she-
for you.
So she still has a human head and face, but she grows wolf jaws.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So there's the attack and damage.
That's a hit for 12 points of piercing damage. Let me just check if I remember that. No, it does not have any resistances, so that is 12 points of straight damage to it.
And you can attack again, but hit the attack 2 button.
That's another hit for 7 points of damage.
And you're
That'll
chewing
do.
on it.
And is the rage entering the rage as an action?
Yes.
Yes. So
I
that's
see.
all my actions.
All right, Oran.
All right, so we're going to do some fun stuff. You guys are all pretty much attacking already, but we might as well try it. So I will start singing an inspiring song to inspire courage. It's a verbal action. I'm going to use my lingering composition to try to make it last for more than 1 round. I don't know what level critter that thing is.
Do you need to know?
The lingering composition is a DC, a high DC according to the level of the creature. So I'll just roll my roll, and you can tell me if I make that or not. I've make everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a crit though. No, it's not probably because I need at least a minimum of 12. So it will last for 2 rounds without me concentrating on it.
So the lingering, what used to be lingering performance, what's it called now? Also
Lingering composition.
That is now depending on the enemy's challenge rating, basically.
Yep.
Or the
Yep.
enemy's level.
Yep.
That's interesting. Well, it kind of makes sense that you would, against a dangerous enemy, the morale bonus would fade sooner than against a.
Right. So the Inspire Courage for all of you is going to add +1 to hit and damage,
Nice.
as well as saves versus fear. And you can put a 2-turn marker on that if you want.
Inspire courage, 2 turns.
Okay.
Got it.
And then I'm going to move.
That was 1 action.
That's 1 action.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Yeah, you
Does he
moved
swing at
past.
me?
The slow sludge is
Yep.
not reacting to your.
3, so I can flank him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will stab him.
Mm-hmm. He's now flat-footed, as I've learned.
Yep.
So that would be good, but do
He
you have?
probably doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't have precision. He's immune against precision damage, so.
I don't have precision damage anyway. It's just a.
Okay. Yeah, and it's an awful AC anyway, so that's 6 points of damage. Michael.
Michael is greatly inspired, and now he almost clean, but so he shakes himself up, saying like, "Now that's more like it," and he basically joins in rage with Susi, like yelling "Roar!" and swings his glaive. Once.
Swing it. And strikes it for 5.
Don't forget to add the +1 to hit and damage.
Yeah, and 2. So that would be 6 and 7.
Okay, so let me just put in those, and then I'll put 2 extra in there. And you beat the sewer ooze. And with your last
Ah.
swing, you just goes splash, and you splash some of the sludge on everyone that's standing around it.
Mhm.
But it doesn't burn or anything. It's just icky.
And that's how we did it in the arena. Yeah, says Michael, swinging off the sludge from the blade of his glaive. Yeah.
Well, you faced a lot of mucus in the arena.
Well, we faced many things in the arena. Snot, living snot was one of them sometimes.
Hack, cough, bleh.
Yeah.
So clean yourselves off.
Yeah.
Gurgle. Taking some water to rinse my mouth out.
Yep.
I don't think this is up to hygiene standards.
It's not at all. I mean,
So Shannon, the other thing you need to know is you can end your rage like right now, then you get your fatigue for 1 round.
Ended.
Okay, so just hang out and not be fatigued for a round.
it's all right. She only needs to rest for 6 seconds, so it quickly catches your breath.
And then we can decide which way we want to go here, straight on,
Well,
right?
There is only one way to go, I think.
Although we can look around.
Well, yeah, of course you can first look around this room. Yeah, sure.
Standard
But there's-
actions.
Yeah, but there's nothing to find here.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now is we're moving towards exploration mode, which means that I'll need from each of you, I will need you to describe how you're going to behave in a general fashion while exploring the Ashen Ossuary.
Well,
So are we going to sneak? We're just going to boldly walk through.
well, yeah. Michael will.
Yeah, it's not.
Michael will go first.
Before we do that, can I just really quickly? So I spent 40 silver pieces on a dagger, a crossbow, 10 bolts, and material components. Can I
Okay.
spend the rest on healing potions?
Probably.
I wouldn't know why not.
There you go.
How much are healing potions?
30.
I have no idea.
30.
silver?
pieces.
Yeah, 30
Yep.
silver.
Okay. And they cost a resonance point to use?
Yep.
Okay.
So I can buy 4.
And they only do a d6.
Not D8.
I know I can buy 3 because I spent 40. All right. 3 health potions. All right. So we're going to describe our marching order.
Well, not necessarily marching order, but you can describe that as well. But more in a more general fashion, like how are you going to move around the dungeon? Are you going to be more concerned about looking for enemies, or are you going to inspect every inch of the wall, expecting like secret doors or something like that? Or is speed more important to you, or whatever?
Well, Michael will at least go first in the order, poking up his glaive forward, anticipating any attack.
Is this more a sewer or more like just underground?
You've come through the sewers up until this cistern, which is still a sewer, but then through the gate into the complex that's actually an ancient ossuary, like a crypt of some sort.
So very unlikely that I'll find any fresh ingredients or.
Well, it may be jerky.
Yeah.
Or some good mushrooms. It's very damp.
Yeah, so Adrach will just. He's never in that much of a hurry, so he's more looking around, seeing if anything catches his eye.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm just going to search around as best I can as we're walking.
And if any mushrooms or other weird growth pops up, then he most certainly will try to pick it up.
I'll
Some.
try to tread quietly, but pretty much looking for danger.
Okay. All right. So let me put a label on that because we're trying to learn the rules here, and that's how it's supposed. It's supposed to work like this. Like you describe to me what you're doing, and then I put one of a couple of labels on that. And the way that Alejandro said he's moving, I would say that he is investigating, probably.
Yeah.
So you move at half your travel speed, which is still like, what's your regular speed?
I believe it's 25.
Yeah, so it's still like 200 feet per
Yes,
minute.
25.
Yeah, it's
I'm
still
only
200
moving
feet
at
per minute,
20,
so-
and so is Susie. So yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
am I.
All right, so you're all, so you'll all be moving at 100 feet per minute, which is fine, which is slow enough to get your benefits. And you can use recall knowledge to look for clues among the things that you can see.
Yep.
You can use any skill that has a recall knowledge action for the investigating tactic, but I'll determine whether the skill has any relevance. So if you would pass something outside of an encounter in this complex, then apparently because you're doing the investigating tactic, you would get a chance to notice that.
Okay.
If nobody's investigating, apparently you wouldn't. And Thomas, what Oran is doing is searching. So
Yeah, the same
you
kind of
s-
thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's not the same kind of thing. They're actually two
Okay.
different things, which is sort of annoying because it is searching. It's called searching, and it means you seek meticulously for hidden doors, concealed hazards, and so on.
That's
So
what I'm
you
looking
also,
for. Yeah.
you also move at half speed, and you make an educated guess as to which locations are best to check. And since you're moving at a travel speed of no more than 100 feet per minute, you are guaranteed a chance to detect any hazard or secret before walking into it. So
Okay.
before entering its reach. That's good. Then Susie, that sounded more like sneaking to me, which also means half your travel speed. And if you're sneaking at an encounter start, you may roll your stealth check at the beginning of an encounter instead of perception.
The perception's probably better.
Yeah,
Is
but
actually.
it's both for her for being noticed and also for her initiative. So if she wins the initiative, she can choose whether or not she wants to stay concealed. And what did Michael was like more bold, right?
He can sneak.
Yeah, but I would think that you would keep the pace with the others.
Of course. He can't go far away from light. So
Right. So how about we put it at defending?
yeah.
Doesn't really help you, but that's the only label that somewhat fits. Just so you know what that would mean. You also move at half your speed with your weapon out and shield raised. And if combat breaks out, you gain the benefits of raising a shield before your first turn begins.
Yeah. Well,
So that's
with a glaive that is surely helpful. But no, let's have that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But just so you know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to assume that that's your regular exploration technique.
Right.
And so you start exploring the Ashen Ossuary, and from the entrance, it turns into a winding tunnel with burial niches, all of them strangely empty except for burnt remains and bones. And then after a few yards, you come into a long chamber that is also scorched dark, and the thick layers of soot crusting to the ceiling above attest to the tremendous fire that must have raged through this room in the past. More burial niches in the walls, and the row of central pillars contain only fragments of burnt wood and charred bone. And as you enter this chamber, you hear some giggling and chuckling that can only mean one thing: goblins.
Goblins.
And everybody rolls perception except for Susie, who may choose to roll stealth.
Whoops. I hit the wrong button. Still does the same number, but
Ooh, first
wait.
natural 20.
Nice. I wanted to move all goblins on one initiative thing. Okay, so but only Michael is in here, so
yeah, I rolled the wrong thing, so you'll have to put my 12 in there.
okay.
I not only see the goblins, I see the goblins.
What was 12, you said?
Mhm.
And Susie has her 8. Okay. Adrach, you hear the goblins, and whether or not they have heard you, you get to act first.
With this kind of perception, can I tell how many there are?
Well, it's several voices that you can tell. It echoes through the hall, so it's really tough to tell.
Okay, go. Hey, shh, shh, shh. I hear goblins. Do you hear that? I hear many goblins. I think we should proceed with caution. And I will. Adrach takes out this. Well, it looks like a well-worn kitchen utensil, but you're not sure. I mean, if any of you ever seen a wizard, you go like, that might just be just the weirdest wand you've ever seen, because it is in fact a spurtle.
I don't know what it is.
I have to Google that too. Oh,
That thing.
is it like a spatula? No.
Except a wooden.
Yeah, it's like this, it's this kitchen tool, but you know,
Yeah,
Hey.
I see.
it works. So holding it quite timorously on his left hand, he's gonna hang back, and after advising his companions, just gonna stay there.
All right. And the goblin voices at the far end of the hall all of a sudden, hush, hush, hush. And then in their goblin voices they go, and then one of their heads pops around the corner over here, and it spots Michael, turns around to its friends, and just waves them over, brandishing its dog slicer, and with a gleeful howl, it charges Michael, not mechanically speaking, just.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 actions to get here for it because of its puny little goblin feet, not feet. And then it attacks you with its dog slicer for 6 points for an attack roll of 9.
Nope.
Which you block easily. And that was its 3rd action. Its buddy pops around the other corner, moves here, and then here, and attacks as well, using a rusty dog slicer. Oh, missing once again. The other goblin moves over there, kind of halfway up a set of stairs that seems to lead somewhere deeper into the complex. And it pulls out a short bow and fires a shot at Michael. You're screened because of the other goblin in front of you.
Well, then it probably misses because my armor class is exactly 16.
Sorry, what was that? I got distracted.
Yeah, my armor class is exactly 16, so if I get some
Yeah, you're
cover,
screened, so then it misses.
then
Yeah,
it misses.
close miss, but it misses. And the other goblin over here moves. Well, it's enough to move here. Takes out its short bow and fires at Michael as well. You're still screened. but that's gonna hit.
That's actually hits.
And just had to give up my tablet, so now I have to look it up in the PDF like a caveman. Sorry. Deadly is only on a critical hit, right?
Yep.
So 96. 1 whole point of damage from the crusty arrows or arrow. Oran.
All right. So I'll use an Inspire Courage again. We'll make another roll. Probably not enough. So it only lasts a round. So you're all +1 to hit and damage for 1 round. Then I will speak another word, and a shield spell pops up. And then I'll stab. So. And because I'm +1, that makes it a 5. There we go.
What is that roll?
22. That's the roll to hit with my rapier.
Oh yeah. Well, he does have cover because of the corner and Michael being in the way, but it's still a hit, of course.
Okay. So we'll get to do some damage. Not a lot, but I'm singing now, so a little bit.
Oh, and I realized that some of those shots probably came out of the dark for Michael because he can't even get that far. It's 5 points of damage to the goblin that he howls in pain, and it is so hurtful, but he doesn't go down. Do you have an action left?
Nope, I sang twice. Well, I sang for Inspire Courage, I put a shield spell up, and then I stabbed.
All right, Michael.
Well, Michael is mildly irritated, so he would swing his glaive once again, first at this.
Mm-hmm. You swing and you miss. Does it include the Inspire Courage bonus?
No, it does not. So it should
You
be.
swing and you hit.
Yeah, it should be 14 and 10 points of damage.
And you slice the goblin lengthwise, and he goes down.
Yeah, and next he will swing at the second goblin.
All right, so in an uppercut, you slice the first one, and then you bring the glaive back down, and you cut the other one down as well.
I suppose I can't notice goblin right here. I kind of see the outline.
Yeah, he has definitely has concealment back there. You can barely see something's moving there.
Well,
But you do know that something's moving there. Yeah.
Actually, I don't really need to see that. Well, I can choose a creature within 30 feet that I can that I can sense or see. So I suppose I can sense it, and I will demoralize it with my intimidation check.
Nah, I don't. I mean, sense basically just means, or is the more general term, and
Well,
your sense that you would use for this would be vision. So
yeah,
you can't really see him.
But
Yeah.
it shot me, so I surely sensed it.
Yeah.
To actually know something's there, you're going to have to listen, which takes an action. And then you would sense it.
That makes sense. Yeah, that you would have to spend, because there is an action to something that you
Seek.
can't really see. Yeah, the
Yeah.
seek action.
Okay.
So that makes sense. If you use that action, then it would be okay.
Well, then I will just plant myself and provide cover for Oran.
All right, Susie.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna
Oh, I forgot to ask. Does anyone have any special visions?
No.
Like dark
No,
vision?
she's
or-
human, so
Okay.
So if she runs into something, she runs into something.
Right.
You two, Shannon, can make a seek check to try to hear where something might be.
sure, I'll do a seek right here.
Okay. And seek is against
Should be the
where are the basic
stealth DC.
actions? Basic
The
actions.
30
Seek.
30
Yeah, are you using the 15-foot burst or the 30-foot cone?
Probably the 30-foot cone.
Okay, I'll do the secret roll because it's a secret
Yep.
roll. What's your modifier on perception?
That's off of perception, correct?
Yep. Yep.
3.
Okay. And then the stealth DC, I believe, is 10 plus their stealth modifier,
Mhm.
which is non-existent. So that's then Dex. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you sense a goblin over here.
Alrighty then. Shoot.
There's
that's one
movement
action.
over there in the darkness.
Okay, so that's one action.
So you moved and then you saw it. Right.
Right over there, and
And that's
Can't do
3
anything
actions.
else. You don't have any actions left.
no, I'll just run over there.
Okay. And that is the first round. Adrach.
Adrach has been missing most of the fun, and I can't really see well from here, so he moves here, and can't really see around the corner. He's just kind of hopping around, trying to see between the long legs. Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? And my instinct wants to like rush into it, but screw it. And exasperated because he can't really see from all the movement and long legs and the walls and stuff, jumps into the other side. So for movement, that was 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I can still cast, right?
It
Yep.
was just one move, yeah?
Yeah.
So you still have 2 actions.
Okay, so I can barely see a goblin here from the light.
Can you? You see movement there, yeah?
Okay, so thrusting the well-used and not very well cleaned kitchen utensil, he utters what might sound like mysterious words, but it's actually a recipe for pancakes. And with a flourish of his hands, projects Tanglefoot.
Onto the square.
Yeah, this one, right?
Yep.
Right in front, yeah.
Okay.
Oh well.
That is, I have to make a ranged touch attack. So that's just like +1, right?
Well, it's your regular ranged. Whatever that is. It's
So
dex
it's your
plus
dex.
your.
Plus your training. Yeah, so 1. Plus your dex.
Okay, so 4.
And what's Susie's touch AC?
It is.
Oh shit, that's Susi.
currently 11.
12. You're not raging.
12. 12 right now.
But because it's
All right,
because
you
it's
missed.
only-
Susie,
yes, he
right next to
still would
you.
have had a missed chance too because she's only sensed.
Yeah. Right next to you. Yeah, what happened? Does it still materialize or does it do nothing?
On a fail,
It just misses.
no effect. Yeah.
It was the wind.
Okay, so a vine covered in sticky sap kind of lashes against the wall right next to you, Susie, and then is gone as soon as it showed up. But it came from your allies' direction. The goblin's turn. So
Wow.
the goblin heads back. Well, they're not trained in stealth, so I don't think that they would try to sneak. I think they're just gonna move away. Does Susie have an attack of opportunity?
Nope.
That is a good question. Nope.
Nope.
I do not.
Only fighters.
Only fighters now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it just moves away and fires another arrow at Susie from the darkness. And a 10 against your flat-footed AC.
It's only
probably
minus
not
2.
enough, right?
No, she has a 14 or 15 normally. So
Okay, so an arrow comes out of the darkness but zips past you. And another goblin up here that is probably still in the... Yeah, that is still in the darkness for everyone. Fires an arrow. And... Adrach, what's your AC?
That is 12.
So from the darkness, an arrow suddenly appears and stings you in the leg
Ah, that stings.
for 1 point of damage.
That really stings. Oh shit! No.
And then another one flies too close for comfort past you. And Susie, I keep forgetting that they can just do more attacks even if they move.
yep.
Yeah, so you moved and fired another one. So 12 is her regular, is her touch, her flat-footed AC?
No, 13 is her flat foot.
13 is my flat-footed.
Okay, then that's another very close miss. After you dodge the first arrow, another one appears and you dodge it once more, but very close. Oran.
All right. So we got to get to where we can see. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you slowly turn around the pillars with the burial niches, expecting goblins to jump out at you any second.
And I
They're
don't
nowhere
see
to be
any.
found.
So I go 1, 2. Oh, there's a goblin.
There he is, still holding his short bow. Wicked smile.
And we'll take another step, and then we'll stab him.
All right. You stab him. 4. How much damage?
I'm getting there.
4 points of damage. All right.
They're over here. I'll yell back.
Michael. Left in the darkness.
Yeah, he was left in the darkness, so he will try to follow. Okay. Oh, Adrach, is that you? Oh, I'm sorry. Please step away. Let me go. There we go. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one move. Then
Yeah, for simplicity's sake, we'll assume that all of that is just regular movement.
Yeah.
Because usually when you're in darkness, it would double.
yeah, that second movement, finally I can see that, and he will stab that bastard right through Oran. I mean, over Oran.
Around him. Yeah.
Around him. Okay, so I guess the goblin is screened against you too, and that actually protects him from that swing.
Like,
So that's your turn.
yeah, that's it.
And Susie.
Growls in frustration.
At least you see one.
One, but everybody's in my way.
Mhm.
Well, you can throw rocks at him.
Or insults.
Hmm.
I
Well, but
could.
that's more of a bard thing.
Yeah.
Move up here and seek again.
Okay. So that
This
was one
time
move to get up there and then seek, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
This
Yep.
time instead of doing the cone, I'm going to do the burst.
Okay, nice. I'm gonna roll that for you. I can see I need a secret perception check macro for every character.
Yep.
You hear a goblin giggle just around the corner.
So that was 2 turns. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yep. 2 actions.
And I will punch in that direction.
But it's around the corner.
It's around the corner, so you'd have to move to get it closer. Yeah.
And there it is right in front of you. And that's your turn. Adrach.
Adrach limps forward after his companions. Hey, wait up, wait up! Yes.
Yeah. Definitely going to need some more light sources.
Yep.
And as he limps, he finally manages to catch his first glimpse of an actual goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And in his excitement, he casts Tanglefoot again. I got him! I got this one!
Okay, he's also screened against your touch attack, but go ahead. It hits. So what happens?
1 second. So a vine covered in sticky saps appears from thin air, flicking from my hand and lashing itself against the target. Target is entangled. It can attempt an acrobatics or athletics check against my spell DC to remove the entangled condition.
Okay, which I would assume is an action on its turn.
Yep.
Even though it doesn't state that, but I guess that's implied. Okay, so for now he is entangled. And then their turn comes up, because that was 2 actions, yes. So let's start with that. He's going to try. Athletics is strength, and what was the other option? Acrobatics, that's
Athletics
dex,
or
I would
acrobatics,
assume.
Yep.
Well, they're both the same, so let's just go with that. Oh, they are trained in stealth. They just have the skills in a spot where I wasn't sure.
Ah.
But what I didn't realize, okay.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I was expecting them to be sneaky. All right, so that's a 16 to break free. What's your spell DC?
Spell DC is 11.
Yeah,
right,
it doesn't
more
seem
than that.
right.
What's your
That doesn't seem
intelligence
right.
modifier?
The default usually is 15 or 14, depending on how high your intelligence.
So I have my class DC is 15.
Well, that's
I don't think I calculated my spell DC.
No, it's you're trained in spells, so that's 1 point for your level, and then
Yeah.
your intelligence modifier.
Mm-hmm. So
Ooh, that's plus 4.
So yeah,
Correct.
So then it's
you'll have a
15.
15.
should be 15. Yeah.
I'll write that down.
15. Okay, so it made it safe, which means it's no longer tangled. But that was. I'm just gonna, just because we're all still learning, I'm gonna look this up if this says something about the skill use in acrobatics for this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's called
Just out
break
of
free.
curiosity. Is it?
Yeah. It's in the
Untrained user
acrobatics
spells,
skill.
escape, grab edge, maintain, squeeze, tumble.
Yeah. Great. Athletics.
Athletics is break free, and the other one is acrobatics.
Just acrobatics. Escape
It
is
has
it.
escape is the other one. Yeah.
So you and it, let's say it used acrobatics, so it escaped from the constraints, from the restraints of the grapple or the entanglement, and it now loses the condition. Okay, well that's, but it also says that it's a single action. Okay, so it moves back around the corner and fires an arrow from around the corner at Oran.
That bastard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, at least it misses.
Yeah.
It's still, and it like makes an obscene gesture at you from the
He makes a
safety
gesture.
of
I'll make a
around the
gesture
corner.
at him.
Oran, your turn. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot the other goblin.
Yeah.
The other goblin has a bow in hand and Susi in front of it, so it's gonna give chase. Moves away and fires from the safety of behind the pillar, striking or hitting her once and twice for a total of 8 points of damage as 2 arrows hit you. And then it's Oran's turn.
All right.
Now she's mad.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
might be mad.
Oh, also, now that you actually see this area, you see what they were busy doing, and it looks like they've been building a 10-foot tall statue of something built of mud, twine, bits of pieces, and wood. Your best guess is that this would probably is probably supposed to be Drakus because it vaguely looks like an oversized goblin. It's very haphazardly constructed, though.
Yeah, we'll check that out in a second. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's one move.
That is one move.
And then I will put the shield spell up again for a verbal action, and then I will stab him.
You do. For how much damage? Enough. Stab him through the heart. That was 2 actions, I think.
That was all 3. Move,
Oh, that was
put
all
the
3.
shield spell up, and stab him.
Right, the shield spell. Michael.
Whew, well, it seems that they're working like a well-oiled mechanism. So Michael will follow Oran because he's the only source of light around here. That is one move. Then a step, I suppose, as a second action. And swing.
I don't see you. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yes.
So you had to take 2 to get up there? Yeah.
Yeah. And a swing at the goblin.
And you cut him in 2.
Here we go.
Thus ending the goblin menace for now.
Yep.
Ah.
So it's probably a good spot to break and use some spells and heal people up and go back and get another source of light.
Well,
I could prepare one spell for light. I have the light spell, but I mean, going into a dungeon, it didn't occur to me that we would be needing light.
well,
Yeah.
that's a common mistake among highly intelligent wizards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me find Susi, and she took some arrows. So I will do a soothing word for her.
Okay, so what are you doing? Just so we know how us bards have and everything. So you have an ability to heal.
So I have a spell called Soothe.
Mm-hmm.
So it does a d6 plus my charisma bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets 9 hit points back from that. It also gives you +1 to your saves for a whole minute, but that's not going to matter too much. And is anybody else seriously hurt?
I'll live for
Well,
now.
the wizard is because we're probably going to go back and rest. I'm going to use up my first level spells now. So I'll do the same thing to Adrach.
Yeah, thank you.
No,
There
well.
you go.
Oh, if you. I mean, I think we could press on a little bit more, but
That's a very good. That's a very good technique. I thought my adventuring career was over when I took that arrow.
It's no problem. I'm here to help.
well, okay. In that case,
But I am now out of first level spells, so Michael will have to heal himself before
well, in that case,
we go
Michael,
back.
yeah, will rub the place where he was hit by an arrow, and in a faint glow of light, he will get healed for 4 hit points.
And I will check out if the goblins had anything.
Okay. As well, search around and let me look at this statue, etc.
Well, technically speaking, tenets of my faith tell me to appreciate art in its many forms, but I I find it hard to consider this an art object. So strictly
Can I tell anything about this statue at all?
Well, like I said, it looks like an oversized goblin that's been made by goblins out of garbage, mud, twine, and bits of pieces of wood. It's very haphazardly constructed, and it looks like it's about to collapse under its own weight. And from all the dents and bends in it, you would say that it's probably not the first time that that's going to happen.
although I'm fairly sure some noble with more money than sense would be able to buy it eventually upstairs.
So once we search these guys, we can go back up and rest.
Wait, wait, before we go. There's a tart, somewhat sweet. Is it baked or cooked? There's something. Yeah, something smells good this way.
Where are you going?
Do you want to do another encounter before we leave, or do you just want to get
Well,
out?
he already decided that he wants to
Yep.
because he wandered into
There he goes.
the cave without a light source, just following his nose.
I'm following my nose.
And as you step in, like I said, the room is still dark. But as you step in, let's see. We roll for initiative. Everybody roll perception.
Yeah, wizards are going to get us into trouble.
That
Oops.
cake was a lie.
It's always a lie.
Cake is a lot. So is pie.
Really?
I'm missing someone here.
Yeah, it was me. Sorry.
There he
I'm
is.
the slowest snail ever.
Okay, so Oran, you see Adrach walk.
You just cut out on me, Simon.
You see Adrach walk into that chamber. And it's your turn.
Yeah, let's go see what he's getting into.
So you follow him.
Yeah. There's not a
Okay.
good spot to stand, so.
No, it's not a good spot to illuminate the cave without passing him by exactly. So you kind of push past to let the magic light illuminate the chamber. And then you see it in its full glory, the walls of this gently curving passageway, covered in thin, fibrous tendrils that connect to a large mass of red fungus growing in the center of this small vault. The central mass is almost 3 feet high, from which several long, pale gray stalks have extended upward to brush against the ceiling. There's an image with a goblin that is a little bit of a spoiler, but still cool art, so I didn't want to keep it from you. Yeah, so that's what you see. That was one action.
Okay,
And
so I'll
it's-
use
yeah.
a second action to try to figure out what this thing is.
Okay, that would be nature to recall knowledge.
I have bardic lore, so I always have information.
Is that exactly? Can you tell me what it exactly says? Like, just say
Yep.
you always have information.
Yeah, I can always attempt an identify whatever thing with the bardic lore instead of like occultism or nature or religion.
Okay, so you roll your bardic lore.
Yep. And
is
if it's
the
anything
bard-
like my last bard, I probably won't know anything. Yeah, see.
Oh boy. Yeah, looks like some sort of giant fungus.
That's pretty much par for the course for my bards. But
Yeah. You still have a third action.
yep, I will put shield spell up because I don't know what the heck that thing is.
Okay. Then its turn comes up, and as it comes up, the thing disperses a spore cloud all of a sudden. It just goes from just standing there, it just goes. And Adrach and Oran need to make fortitude saves.
Okay. Not my best choice.
Fortitude, yeah, that's like my fortitude is not my forte.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So Oran, you're confused. Let me put that in. Oran confused. But Adrach, you're stupefied 4. So let's see what that means, shall we? Sounds bad. Because it's a critical fail.
It does sound bad.
Conditions. So confused. You don't have your wits about you and you act rashly. You can't use reactions, nor can you delay already. On each of your turns, you must use your actions to attack the creature that attacked you most recently since your last turn. Although those spores don't count as an attack in that sense. I might allow you to use actions to draw a weapon, move, so the creature's in reach and so forth. If no creature is attacked since your last turn, roll 1d4, and the one you must spend your turn. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's what's coming for you. And let's see what happens with the stupefied.
Your
Thoughts
about
and stupefied always includes a value. So in this case, it's 4. So you take a penalty of 4 on spell rolls, spell DCs, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma-based checks. Anytime you attempt to cast a spell while stupefied, the spell is disrupted unless you succeed at a spell roll against the DC of the effect that gave you the stupefied condition.
Wow.
Boy. Okay.
That is that's a doozy.
That is a doozy, but it sure feels funky in the head.
Oh, I need to take back some of these spores, man.
It's your turn, Adrach.
So basically, I can't do anything without suffering massive penalties.
Anything that's spell or like cognition related.
So Adrach in this very stupefied frame of mind. But the scent is sweet. He followed his nose, so he takes out his dagger, which is just like a kitchen knife, and starts scraping for spores or fungus or whatever is nearby and putting it in the handy little satchel he carries with him.
All right. So you're
this will
tripping hard and taking samples.
Yeah, well, this will make
Sure.
a nice cake.
Sure. Susi, you see Adrach obviously like slightly um, uh, he seems like in a trance. It's pretty clear that he's tripping, and Oran is just very, very confused. That's also very obvious to you.
Great. So, how big is the
Hey,
action?
hey, Susi, you need to try some of these, Susi.
Looks at Michael and shrugs. Now we try to pick him up and carry him with us. So she starts maneuvering it to try to pick up Aka as he's trying to scrape at the wall.
All right. So you would basically have to be here if you're getting ready to do that. Okay. And that probably took your vision away because you ended up in the wall, but you could still stand there. Michael?
Oh, that's.
I grab him and you grab the other. You
Well,
grab more.
okay, I get. Let me see what I can do about this. So that probably to grab someone it would be athletics, right?
Yes.
Grapple, high jump, long jump, shove. You push a
Yeah, well, it's not
opponent
really
away.
shove.
Trip? No, not
Should
trip.
be more like drag or something like that.
Well, technically speaking, there is no drag action, I think.
Yeah. Then maybe it has to be grapple.
That's what I'm looking at too.
No. Yeah. As there's no way to drag someone.
We could assist each other, but that's about it.
Well. So
You could grab them and then, yeah, go from there.
okay, I guess so. So let's pick up Adrach then for now.
Okay, so yeah, who's gonna do the main? Who's gonna assist?
That
What?
What was that?
She said that's a good question.
I guess I'll
Okay.
do the main and you do the assist.
Yeah,
But it's
okay.
on his turn, so
Okay, so Susie rolled athletics, and Michael,
Yes.
believe you also the assist action is also using the same skill, I would think.
Mm.
It's the aid action. Assist is combat. It's a reaction. Okay. 15.
You have to
Yeah.
you have to ready to do it, and then it's a reaction on the other person's turn.
Yeah. In this case, it's 10 because Adrach is really slow to react, man.
And Shannon, you don't get a penalty to your athletics when you're doing something like that. So yeah, you're good.
Yeah, definitely good, even without the aid from Michael. But
Yeah.
the two of you grab Adrach. The two grab you while you're still scraping some of those delicious
Yeah.
samples.
And Michael, I'm just assuming that you've got an armor penalty on your athletics check for that, but because it's an attack, you don't get the armor penalty for that.
Interesting.
So anything that's a physical attack for your athletics or acrobatics doesn't take the negative modifier.
Okay.
Where does it talk about the options now that they have grabbed him?
Okay, now that we got to look up.
Because it just talks about like grappling, and then you give him the grab condition or whatever.
So I suppose
But
that
then-
was critical success on our part, right?
Oh, you're right. It's a critical
Pretty much.
success.
So
Your
yeah,
opponent
we-
is restrained until the end of your next turn. So yeah, Adrach, they restrain you. They like tie your hands behind your body.
Yeah, two pairs
Trying
of
to-
hands grab your arms, grab your legs, and well,
Yeah, they were both critical. So Shannon gave you a +4. See your roll. So yeah, that's another one of those things I forgot to look up was the whole grappling stuff.
Yeah, you can barely move. You have immobile and flat-footed condition. You can't do anything. But that's restraint. If you grabbed, it says nothing about moving people.
Yeah, that's it. What comes next?
Yeah, we should have shoved them.
Yeah, then he would move them into the.
Well, we
Yeah.
could have tried negative shove or something. I don't know.
It says away from you, so.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to put that in there as they need to clarify something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
there's no-
Yeah.
So I suppose that was our round, and it's Oran's turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to roll a d4 here,
Mm-hmm.
and I babble incoherently.
Well,
Very well.
the best of us do.
Okay, so the fungus.
Sorry, what?
The fungus goes again, and everybody needs to roll a fortitude save.
Oh no!
Uh,
Now this is gonna get hairy.
Oh!
And that's a good one, but I'm not going to make it.
Okay, since it's a critical success, Adrach, I'll say that you'll snap out of it. Susi made it.
Oh,
Oran
I
failed.
snapped out of it. Not only do I snap out of it, but I think I know how to cook with this now.
And Michael made his with 2, and I'm just gonna reset Oran's confused counter. I'll extend it by 2 rounds. All right, so Adrach, you snap out of it.
I snap out of it. And so I see the spores. Is it like one spore? Is it like a field of spores?
It's there are fibrous tendrils that are covering the entire passageway and all the walls of this chamber, and they all connect to a large mass of red fungus growing in the center of the room. The central mass is almost 3 feet high, and several long, pale gray stalks have extended upward to brush against the ceiling.
So, shaking his head, Adam was like, "Oh, yes, this will do nicely." And takes out his little cooking utensil, whips it around, mutters an incantation, swirls it in a very well-practiced cooking technique, and a glob of acid sprouts out towards the tendrils.
All right.
That is a ranged touch attack for acid splash.
You're still grappled by Susi and Michael.
absolutely restrained.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh, my hands are free.
No, they're not.
No.
Oh, all this flourish for nothing.
Yeah, you could just ask them to let you go.
Which I do like, okay, I'm good, guys.
Are you
I'm good.
sure? I mean,
Okay.
You sure?
I mean, you're growing horns, but that's normal, right?
no, it's not. And I'm not growing horns.
I'm joking. I'm fine. I'm fine. Let me put an end to this.
Should we take this risk?
Fine.
Okay.
You're heavy anyway.
I'm fine. It's wearing off already. Afterwards, we can
That's
get a
what,
bit more spurred up. But for now,
That's
we gotta
really-
focus.
that's what you said last time.
Oh, you're gonna let me go so I can.
Yeah, we'll let you go.
Okay.
This
Adrach
time I'll knock you out.
hops in his little hobbit feet, does the whole flourish, utters the words, and
That's a touch AC, touch attack, and that's a hit.
Yes. So that'll be 1d4 acid damage plus 1 splash damage.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a minor you acid burn a little bit of the organic matter, but it's a huge, like 3 foot tall mass. It's not gonna crumble from that. Susie.
Cock her head a little bit. Really?
I mean, I'm trying my best. The first time I did this, I was just trying to churn some butter. So.
All right, I'm gonna try to move through these guys to get to Oran and try to push him out of the room.
Yeah, well, everybody's still in the way, so that's not gonna work. The way everybody's positioned right now.
Not even with the. I guess I'm.
So you would have to push them through Adrach and Michael, and I think that's gonna work.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shoot.
I mean, I don't think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't say what happens if there's no room for the person to be shoved.
Another
But,
thing we have to mark down. Yeah.
Yeah, I see tumble through where you can move through space, but that's about it.
Yeah. But that would require Oran to take an action, so that doesn't really help right now. Yeah, I just don't think you can. If it's blocked, it's blocked.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll assist Michael on his action right now because I can't think of anything.
On my what?
On your action, whatever you're going to do, she'll help you.
Okay.
Okay.
I was actually going to try to squeeze somewhere here.
Yeah, sure, you can do that.
And
Move into it. And,
yeah, and Michael will start swinging with his glaive, trying to cut the hell off the whatever this mushroom is.
mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Because fuck mushrooms.
Just make sure you leave some for me.
And you miss it. You miss the 3 foot tall mess, and then you hit it, and you hit it bad.
Okay, so
roll that damage again.
Must work that.
Just roll the damage again. There you go. Yeah, you hit it.
And on a crit, I get extra D8 because a glaive is a forceful, not forceful, deadly D8 weapon as well.
Yep. There you go.
All right. So you hit it hard, glaive, and the first time you miss it, which is sort of embarrassing, but then the second time you hit it right at the center, and the glaive goes crushing through. And as you cut it down, it just goes one last time, spreading its insides all over the room. Fortitude saves once more from everyone.
No.
Oran failed.
Fortitude is not my thing.
Adrach critically failed, so Adrach starts tripping again. Susi fails.
Adrach is developing a bit of a problem.
Yep. Michael, 14 is exactly enough, so you're stuck with this stoner bunch. All right, but give me a second here. So just to figure this out, because Susie is now confused too. For 3 rounds. Adrach is hopelessly stupefied.
Yeah, somebody just talked to
And-
Adrach about spores.
Right. And Oran continues to be confused. All right. So those were your 3 actions. Oran, you're stupefied. And the fungus is definitely cut down. It's you can tell that it's thoroughly squashed. Alejandro?
So I'm completely stupefied.
Oh wait, yeah, but it's sorry, it's Oran. It's not Adrach. Sorry. For
Yeah,
some reason, I
so-
keep mixing those up. So you roll your d4.
Yep. Roll my d4. Bloop. And I babble again.
And you babble again. Now it's Adrach's turn. Yeah, you're stupefied.
Well, since there's no threats or anything, then Adrach will just be tripping balls and just like try to gather up some spores, but not really gathering spores. Just it's just dirt.
Look at it. Look at his hands.
Yeah.
Halfway down, just like whoa. Yeah.
Who was the first person to eat mushrooms, man?
Susie.
And
Roll a
now
d4, Shannon.
and shifted and got me confused.
Yep. Just roll a d4. And you're going to hit yourself in the face
With your bare hands.
with your
Try
bare
to-
hands.
Knock
So
myself out.
it's a d4 plus 4.
Oh, goody.
It's okay. It's not lethal, I think.
Yeah, her normal hands aren't lethal. Yeah, so.
That was a little half-hearted.
Yeah. You just kind of try to knock you to hit yourself out of. Kind of.
Yeah.
Come on. Stay focused.
I was going for the nose. Usually it's longer than this.
Michael, it's a poor scene that plays out in front of you.
Well, Michael uses one of his actions to facepalm.
Very hard.
Where's that in the rule book?
Let's throw that one's in there. That might be a free action.
Strike?
Well, I suppose at this point, Adrach might as well take all the samples he needs. And, my medicine is at -1, so I suppose I can't use my medical expertise to snap Oran out of this. Well, I guess I might as well kick back and watch the show. Well, you see, as a chosen of Shellin, I am supposed to find beauty in all things, including suffering of my fellow compatriots.
Adrach is clearly not suffering.
Yeah.
Well,
He's like
Andra
happy
is
that
clearly
that-
finding beauty, that's for sure.
He's not had much adventure and much experience in adventuring, but so far the experience has been fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Come back here, nose.
All right, Oren.
Yeah. I can do stuff.
Mhm.
So I shake my head and go, "Oh my goodness, that's not good."
Well, you've been tripping a
You-
lot, Oran.
Yeah, it's still messing with my head, but you might not want to stand near me. I might attack you.
It's okay, I can take it. I mean, beefier people than you have attacked me.
And since I can take my normal actions, I'm going to go up here.
Okay.
Hey, where are you
So-
going? No, don't leave me here in the dark.
Yeah, Adrach. Lights are going out.
No way, Adrach starts moving his hands in front of him and like starts muttering really like moving his hands, and he casts detect magic because obviously there's magic, man. There's magic going on.
It's hard to
So,
believe, but those mushrooms are not magic.
yeah, but you feel this this pulse go out as he's trying to search for this magic that's not there, but you won't convince him otherwise.
Wait a second. What's the range of the detect magic?
I suppose it's 30 foot.
30 foot,
Yeah.
30-foot aura.
You actually notice some magic from around here as you.
Oh, so
Hmm.
he stands up and goes like, I feel it. I feel the magic.
Yeah, so you're sort of almost like sleepwalking.
Oh, that's just yeah, that's as far as I can go, I think.
I think you have a third action.
Detect
yeah,
was
so-
2.
So he keeps walking towards the magic, hands outstretched. Where are you, magic? Where are you?
Oh, did you say detect magic takes 2 actions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well.
then I'm back here because I was here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. I know. Well, no, because I was standing here, right?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
All right. Susie, still confused?
I didn't see what she rolled here. Oh, no, you have to roll a d4, Shannon. You don't just keep
sorry.
punching yourself. Something random happens each turn.
Well, that's good.
And you keep hitting yourself. Looks like you're on a bad trip.
Wait,
On a
Michael.
wait.
Like-
on a 4,
On the
she's
fo-
fine.
On the force you connect.
Oh, the force you.
Yep.
Wait, but what was the first one? The one you
She
fought
thought she had to
before?
punch herself.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, then you can act.
And then you can punch yourself if you want.
Yes. It's always an
I'll
option.
punch something, but later. Grr, what was? Let's get out of here.
Wait, no, there's magic here.
You know, I said I was gonna punch you.
Probably deserve it.
And she will do so.
She will do some what? Some more mushroom?
No, she's gonna
No.
punch me.
She's gonna punch Ark.
Adrach.
All right. So you move over there.
Okay. Shannon, just so you know, for the rules of this game, for confusion, if you attack him, then you have to continuously attack him while you're confused.
Oh no, please don't. I'm very squishy.
So that's how the confusion actually works.
Well, it's
All you
Yeah.
can do is what you did before. So if you
Yeah.
attack something, you have to keep attacking it.
it's okay. I mean, her confusion will go in one round, so I think he'll survive it.
Will he?
Well,
He is very squishy.
I mean, it is non-lethal punching.
Damaging though.
Yeah, well, fortunately for him, it took all my move to get out of there.
You're not on mic, Shannon.
Because I was back here and I backtracked a little bit. So,
Oh,
and I
okay.
have to seek him anyway because he's out of my light sight. So
Oh,
you're lucky.
yeah. Hey, you're just screaming into the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, your turn.
Hey, what the fuck? What the hell, guys? You don't leave me alone in the dark with the mushrooms. You know how dangerous they are.
Yeah, you see them just wandering
Yeah.
places. Or at least 2 of them you can see. The third one is off with gods who know where.
Ugh. Okay, just keep yourself together. I will stand on the lookout in case of goblins show up here. And, well, keep yourself together, okay? And that would be 2 actions, and that's it.
All right. Oran. Roll for confusion. Okay.
Babble.
You babble. Adrach.
He gropes around the wall trying to find the magic.
Give me a perception check.
Right away, sir. Perception.
Nice. Yeah, you grope around the various niches and you find a bunch of stuff. You find a tarnished silver ring that's worth 5 gold, but it just doesn't tingle like that magic did. And then you feel around for
He tosses it.
for something else in another niche, and then you grab it, and it's a vial. That's gotta be this stuff.
That's the good stuff. So
Don't-
just to be clear, like he picks up the ring. It's not magic. Tosses it over his shoulder. Keeps on digging. Find the vial.
All right, so the ring probably hits in the snout.
Don't put anything in your mouth, Adrach. You don't know
No,
where
no,
it
he's
was.
not drinking it yet.
It probably did. And because she's, oh, there's my nose.
And she's got to punch herself in the nose.
So Adrach takes the vial and just like tucks it into the folds in his clothes.
All right, and
Safekeeping for later.
meanwhile, Susie gets hit by the ring. Goes, oh, there's my, and hits herself
That's your nose. Yep.
hard. But finally, your confusion is over, Michael. You just watched the show.
God. I'm sure this was not contemplated in any of the playtests.
Yeah, I mean, I did some performances in my time, but this must be the golden one.
Sitting on the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Head in your hands.
Like sitting on the stairs, glaive on his knees, like his head on his elbow, like well, yeah. I bet if I tell people above, they won't believe me.
Yep, they probably won't. Oran?
Oh, I have to attack the nearest thing to me.
Oh, now it gets serious. That's a 50-50 chance.
So we'll say Michael is odd. Susie's
Okay.
even.
All right. So Susie hits herself in the face, and then Oran moves up behind her, still babbling, and
Hits her.
hits her.
That hits. Hey!
Stabbing her for 6. Adrach.
Stabbing. That's
Yeah,
personal.
that's pretty. That is
That's why you
personal.
probably need to tackle me. Yeah.
Yeah. Stab her in the back. Well,
So I'm not confused anymore, am I?
No, you've cleared because of your critical success.
Oh yeah. Hey. So I see these two are fighting now.
Mm-hmm. At least
Yeah,
Oran
just-
is fighting Susie.
Just Oran fighting. He's like, get away, fiend.
Hey, you! Stop that! Stop right away! And stretching out my hand. Can I see that it's Oran attacking Susi, or is it just confusion?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have line of sight.
Yeah. Okay. So hey, no! Stop right away! And I cast Tanglefoot on Oran.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's a ranged attack. That was my dexterity plus 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You got me?
You stop right there.
And you're entangled.
You can attempt an acrobatics or athletics check.
Yeah, on his turn.
I
You
can't
still have
do
an action?
anything right now.
Do you still have an action?
I'm gonna move here.
Okay, Susie.
Get a bit of distance.
Hey, that hurt, you bastard! It's bleeding! Punch him in the face.
Okay, that was not my intention. To make him a static punching bag.
Hmm.
Yeah, go ahead, punch him.
Mhm.
That's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. There it is.
D4 plus 4.
You can use the macros. You just have to type in the
Yeah,
modifier.
I just didn't have it up. Sorry.
And that's 6 points of damage for Oran. And Michael.
Well, that was non-lethal damage, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
But-
not lethal.
yeah, but one that Susie took was actual damage. So, like, Michael will try to push himself past Warren and say, like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing? Just snap out of it!" And he will tap Susie on the shoulder, expending his last lay on hands, and giving her +1 armor class just in case.
Giving Susie +1 armor class.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you get
But
5 hit points and a +1 to your armor class from.
And I
from
cut
the lay on
Susie's
hand.
turn short. Yeah, and I cut Susie's turn short. But she still had an action left. 2, in fact. So if you want to move
Oh.
away from Oran, you
Or you can
Yeah.
continue punching him in
I'll
the
do
face.
so.
you don't think so? Okay. And Michael,
No, I
anything?
do so.
Oh, you do so.
Ugh.
So, are you moving?
Over here,
Okay.
licking my wound.
All right. So I guess Michael would move on his turn
Yeah.
there to lay hands on you.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
in the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Oran, you're confused?
I punched
Can
myself.
you even? Yeah, I mean, you just so we can basically just wait out because you're not gonna. Is there any result from the confusion that would make you want to break the tangle?
Nope. Well, if I get a 4, but I wouldn't try to
Yeah,
break.
But then
from that
yeah,
anyway.
exactly. Then you wouldn't
Yeah.
voluntarily break it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just go through your possible inflicted injuries. So there was one, another one.
Mhm.
Roll again a d4. Is it babbling or what is that? No,
Nope,
that is
that's punching me
hitting
yourself
yourself.
again.
So everybody just watches Oran punching himself while being tied down.
Okay.
I'm enjoying the show. Where's the popcorn?
Well, I'm not punching. I'm hitting myself with my sword. So yeah,
Oh no.
Oh,
'Cause
with
you
a
have to-
sword. That's actually
you have to
lethal
attack
damage.
with the weapon you have. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Okay, so he is hurting himself bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, if he's tangled, can he still move his arms like that?
Yep, it's only hampered movement speed. That's all it does to me.
Oh.
Hampered movement speed, or it just blocks your entire movement? I thought it would
It-
tie you down.
Entangled is hampered 10.
Oh, okay. I thought it was completely blocking your
I
movement.
didn't
Well,
realize he was
If he
hitting
got a
himself with
crit,
the
it might
sword.
do more, but entangled is all it does.
all right. Yeah, well, you see him hurt himself really bad.
Maybe
have
we
him.
should, grab his arms, grab his legs, and pin him to the floor, like we did
Yeah.
with Adrach.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so give me an athletics check, and somebody does the main roll, and they'll can assist or aid.
Shall I do it again?
Yeah, go ahead. Nice.
I think.
And
I
yeah,
think we
you
did
both. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think
Now
you
I'm restrained, so I can't do anything.
you are restrained, and we can just wait out your confusion
Yep.
until it's over. Finally, you're coming down from this.
Well, that should...
Stab me, you bastard.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It wasn't really me.
Hey, Oran, if you're not feeling great, I have some spores for you.
I think we'll pass on that.
I'm. Get away from that. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're hurt and we need to get out of here.
Yeah, I think it's time to leave now.
Yeah, we should come better prepared. Wait, what was the sweet smelling thing down here? Did I ever find
mushroom.
out?
The mushrooms.
spores, the mushrooms.
Bloody mushrooms. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't go
use your
wandering
bells.
off. Don't go wandering off by yourself. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Well, I mean,
You don't need to move. That's we're
Yeah.
gonna move from encounter to encounter, or we're gonna talk about what
Okay.
happened between. Because this is how it works now with the different modes. Like it's weird to play it like that on Roll20 because of course you want to move your token every square
it's
of the
like
way.
the itch of.
But yeah, but the transitions from encounter to encounter are now narrated in exploration mode.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so you're just gonna hightail it out of there.
Well, yeah.
You're giving up on your individual tactics. Just
Yeah.
get the hell out of there. Okay, so that's what you do. And like I said, 10 minutes up to the surface and place to rest, place to clean up, and get resupplied if you need to. So yeah, so you get some full rest,
My nose is
which
sore.
means I think everybody gets their level plus their constitution modifier. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
And all of
Or times your Constitution modifier.
time seems a lot.
To prepare spells.
With a minimum of 1. So.
Really, it's times.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're only first level, so you're getting your Constitution bonus.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of higher levels. That's just gonna end up being a lot.
Yeah, but you have a lot more hit points.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, like 40 at 10th level. That means you get 40 hit points back if you have a Constitution.
But a 10th level fighter, for example, is going to have 130 or so hit points without the con bonus.
Yeah. Well, okay. I have to get used to the new scales into. Anyway, so
the hit
anything
points
you
are a
want
lot more because people get a lot more attacks now. So
right? So anything you want to do while in town, or
I wanted to rest so I could prepare spells again.
yeah, you all rest, of course.
Cool.
yep. So we're going to do that, and I'm actually going to have to drink some of these potions because otherwise I won't have any hit points.
Not sure if drinking potions is the best idea.
Well, we don't have any more spells for today. Michael, I think, is out. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I wonder if it has something about spellcasting services or anything, so you could just pay for healing.
It does, but I don't think we have enough money for that.
Well, it should definitely be cheaper than using your potions.
First level spell is 27 silver pieces. Yeah. So it's about the same.
Where do you find it?
Page 187. A first level spell is 27 silver pieces plus the cost to cast any specific spell.
Well, I do have 17 silver pieces left.
Okay, that's strange that a potion as a disposable resource.
Just because you
10%.
can walk off with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just 10%. I would have expected the
Yeah.
spellcasting services to be much cheaper. Like it was half in 1E.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's not anymore. So yeah, whatever you want to do.
So yeah,
I like the asterisk there that says you can survive in the wild, obsess in the streets for free. That's a small comfort.
well,
Mhm.
you can if you make your survival or society roll.
Yeah, it's capitalized, so that means that those are actions.
Which, if our first venture into adventure is an indication, we're going to be spending a lot of time in the streets.
All right. So what else are you gonna do in town?
Yeah, I do have enough for one of those, so that's okay.
How much is a sunrod?
Sunrod.
2 gold pieces of 20 silver.
All right, sunrod it is.
I will go to the local apothecary or alchemist or mage shop. Is there anything of that sort?
Yeah, Magnimar is a
Yes,
huge town.
Magmar's
There's
huge, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll go to the dodgiest, sleaziest, most ill-reputed one.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for? Because I want to push a little bit. So
I
that
want
we
to
can get
sell the
back to-
spores.
Yeah, that's sure. You can sell them. You'll get a little bit for it, but nothing worth mentioning because
Alright,
it's
just
it's still sewer spores with questionable origin. So
but man, you gotta try them, man. Okay, yeah. So
that would be fun to play out. But let's
yeah,
get
okay.
back to the
Let's move the
play testing.
story. We're not
Yeah.
campaigning. Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
All right.
Trying to see
So-
what one of these will do for me. I think it's just a D8, but is it with the modifier? I don't remember.
Who in the team has weapons? So Oran and Michael, you have a sword.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
that's
a-
about it.
I have a rapier.
That's
yeah.
it.
Because I can have 2 spells. One of them could be magic weapon, but no, I'm selfish. I'm not gonna do it.
No, save that for something offensive.
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay, so the sunrod is a really expensive torch.
Shannon, you could just buy torches for much cheaper.
And the torch can actually be used as a improvised weapon.
I can't use weapons, so it doesn't matter. I would have to drop it.
No, you didn't have to drop it. You can still carry your torch because your main attack is your jaws, and you can attack with the punch on the other thing. It's not a weapon for you. It's just a
Oh,
torch.
Okay.
And you can still use it as
Alright,
a weapon.
so
It's just you're just not going to be very good at it, I would assume.
No, she's not allowed to actually use a weapon at all, or she loses her some of her totem abilities.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's my restriction.
It's not that she's
Okay.
not trained in it; she's not allowed.
I see. Okay, so you get a torch for Susie, and you
A
get
few.
rested up.
Yep.
And
Little siesta.
head and some good rest, and then you head back to the sewer and back into the long room where you had fought the goblins.
Oh,
their bodies still
wait.
lying where they fell.
We would have had time to examine that potion if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, sure. I can just give you that. It's a potion of minor healing.
Okay.
Okay, so which way do you want to explore further?
Okay, so there's 3 spots to the south, one of which we've already done. Or
Mm-hmm.
we can go, well,
Well, the south
whatever
is actually
direction
west.
that's
So
west.
down and up. Yeah, let's
down
go
and
down and
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
which way do you guys feel like it?
No, I feel like going.
And
I'd rather delegate this decision to you because last time I tried guiding us, it went not very well.
okay, do you have the light spell for yourself
Oh,
now?
yes.
So put that on if
Hands move.
Simon can do that.
One ring of magic incantation and light floats on
then-
a tiny pebble I picked up.
And then Susie can light her torch.
She should already.
Okay.
shine.
Yeah, you got me on my light
Yeah.
source.
Okay. So we're all good to go there.
All right, and then you want to go up.
So we'll go up. And once again, I'm going to be looking for traps and whatnot on the way
Yeah,
up.
like I said, I'll assume that you're gonna use the same tactics that
Yeah,
you've-
however, we're moving. I'm the last one.
All right. So you move up and through a narrow corridor. They change in style. From the burnt burial niches, it takes you into a different chamber. That the sound of dripping water echoing through the corridor towards you, and even louder in the chamber itself. On the north side of the room, which is to your left, unfortunately, a nearly 10-foot tall visage of a woman's face is carved into the wall. Trickles of water run down her cheeks like tears into a foul and polluted reservoir below, which itself drains to a large pool of fetid black water on the south side of the room. There are 2 doors that exit this room, both of them made of ancient wood. One up here and one over here.
I see. Can I try to, roll religion to see if it's some
Absolutely.
some
Yeah.
meaning behind this? Yeah. Although probably
Yeah.
Oran should also roll his bardic knowledge.
Well, I'll certainly roll, but yeah, just so you know, yeah, it's probably not going to be good. Oh my goodness, I rolled something well.
Well, that's better than me.
You know why? Because it's not a monster.
Well, I can try religion. Yeah.
Well, everybody can try it.
Meh.
Okay, so Adrach, you can follow along at least with Oren's explanations, though Michael, you have a hard time picturing the scene. But Oren tells you that even though it doesn't look like this right now, this chamber was once probably used by priests of Pharasma, goddess of birth, death, and fate, to purify the dead before the final rites and burial were performed in the chamber, somewhere deeper in this complex. That's Oren's theory. The waters cried by the fountain must have been sacred to the faithful, but now they are just murky and have this corrupted energy that just foul looking. So it's probably been a long time since any faithful Rasma have been here.
So, separate tomb now.
Well.
Or
Oh,
temple.
We'll go up to this door and listen behind it, check it out, see what we
All
can
right,
hear.
check it out. Give me a perception check. Okay, you don't hear anything, but rusty piece of metal sticking ever so slightly out from underneath the door, and you feel around for it, and you realize that someone has stacked pieces of metal behind the door.
So, can I figure out a way to disarm that?
Probably just opening it very slowly and making sure that the pile of rusty armor pieces doesn't slide down.
Before we do that, what about this?
Do you want to look at that door too?
Why not? We're here.
Might as well, yeah.
So I'll go look at that one.
All right. Yeah, that door is locked. Yeah, like I said, it's locked.
Okay. This one is locked. I can try to open it, but it's going to take me a little while. Or we can go through the other one where we just have to be careful. Looks like somebody's booby-trapped that door just to make noise.
I think we should be careful.
It's a trap.
I feel a little better going this way,
Mhm.
because I'm not sure how good I am going to be at opening that door yet.
Well, since this one's slightly rigged, let's go for it.
All right. What do I need to do to make sure I'm careful with that?
Just take it slowly.
So as slow as I can, we'll just open.
Yeah,
Ready
so
to
you
catch any of that armor.
exactly. So you take it very slowly, slow, and you reach in the gap to pick pieces of that rusted metal out before it can slide down. And after a round or so, the door is open and the way is clear. A
we go.
hallway stretches on, the light from your various light sources illuminating the hallway, but there's also a light shining into the hallway from a little hole in the wall where several crude steps lead down, I think.
Put my finger to my lips and go, shh, something over there.
What is it?
I don't know. A light.
Telling me to shh. I'm in a chainmail.
You're ringing like.
So let's sneak up there and see if we can catch them on off guard. Michael, you go last.
Okay, don't. Yeah, Michael, you stay here.
Rochambeau. Which goes first?
I'll go first. I'm quiet.
No, I'll go first.
Okay, so I'm just not sure how this is supposed to be handled, because it's like, is this supposed to be an exploration mode now until you enter the, and
Yep.
then we'll just decide to roll stealth for everyone who's sneaked and perception for everyone who doesn't, or are we going to do what we used to do, where we actually use the stealth skill every couple of feet? I'm just confused by how this.
I think it's still exploration because we're not actually seeing anything.
Which means
Okay.
I'm still in sneak mode myself.
So we're all in sneak mode right now.
Okay, so you're all in sneak mode. So what we're going to do is we're just going to this room, and you all going to roll stealth for initiative.
Yep.
Don't click your tokens, please, because I'm moving
Because he's
them
moving
around.
them. Yep. There we go.
This is very strange in the dungeon setting. That's like moving from exploration to encounter mode. In this sort of thing where you're in one spot, but you know that that's just weird. Okay, so please roll stealth for initiative, and
Okay.
I'll roll for these guys.
Even with my negative.
Oh man, can't use my own macros. Getting late. Getting very late. And I keep. Thanks. And this guy has this perception. Okay, so everybody's in here. Let's sort them. All right. So you sneak forward and you make your way into the chamber, a couple of steps down from the corridor. The narrow passageway opens up into a large sunken chamber that's more cavern than worked stone, and the tangle of damp flagstones underfoot provides an uneven surface. Water and slime drips from the walls, seeping in through narrow cracks above. The crude fire pit sits in the middle of the room, surrounded by filthy mats of fur and fungus. The stench of warm, wet bodies hangs faintly in the air, underlying the smell of overcooked meat. As you move in, well, there's also, what you also notice is a 15-foot high ledge in the corner over here. And the dim light radiated by the campfire. And as you move into the chamber, you're mostly covered by the goblins bickering over what appears to be a piece of meat that they've just cooked. Yeah, so Oran, you actually get to act before goblins notice you.
Cool. So the first thing I'll do is inspire courage for everybody. We'll try
Okay.
lingering it. So we'll see if I can get it for more than one round. Nope, you get it for one round. And then for the next two actions, I will fling some rubble at this one with telekinetic projectile.
Mm-hmm. So some of the stones next to him suddenly start to twitch and move and then fly to.
So that's 5 with that.
That's of course a hit.
Is it a regular or critical?
Regular. Oh wait, no, they're not flat-footed. You have to have a thing for that.
Okay,
So that's 2 points of damage.
2 points. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
and
it's 1 more point because I forgot to add the 1 for the inspire courage. So
okay, and well, it's not weapon damage, is it?
it just says attack and damage.
Oh, it doesn't say weapon damage anymore.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Let me double check.
Yeah, I think maybe
Yes.
worth to check that.
It says +1 conditional bonus to attack.
Okay,
Period.
and there it is. Okay, so you hit that goblin, and of course that draws all of their attention. And the goblin commando, the biggest, baddest of the pack, who of course holds the scrap of meat as well, throws it into the fire and then yells at his goblins. And even without speaking goblin, you can tell that what he's saying is, "Let's stop fighting about this scrap. There's fresh meat. Get them," or something along those lines. And then his turn comes up, and what's he gonna do? He's gonna he's gonna shoot his short bow at Michael. $13 to hit.
Nope.
And he has 1 more because he had to take the short bow out. So that's a miss.
Nope.
Susie.
You can't add the buff onto that sheet, Shannon. You'll just have to roll it normal.
Okay, well, all right.
So you just roll a d20 plus 6 for an attack. So you step up.
I step up.
Do you
I
rage?
Rage, and I bite. That's a.
Oh.
And it doesn't. Yeah, it's not adding the +1s. So
Yeah, you're getting straight for the throat, and you bring him down. Still have an action?
Was all my actions.
Yeah. Moved,
Oh,
raged,
rage.
and
Yeah,
bit.
right.
Yep.
Adrach.
Adrach, brandishing his spatula, says, "Mise en place pour la cuisine," and moves his arms in what he's hoping seems like a very magical movements, but in reality, it's just kind of like how you would flip pancakes. And will cast magic missile, but by adding a somatic action, he can add another missile.
Nice.
Up to 3, no?
It's one action. Each extra action gets you an extra missile. So if you
Exactly.
do all
So I
3
can
actions,
do all
you can
3.
do all
So
3.
3 missiles erupt from his cooking attempt, flipping in the air like pancakes of doom towards towards the goblins. So the ones in the back, 2 the commander and the other warrior. Actually, 2 for the commander and 1 for this one.
Okay.
That is 1d4
Plus 2.
plus 2.
You
It's
get
just
a plus
1d4.
1 to you get a plus 1 to damage for my singing.
Oh, that's right.
But then in total, that's a
It's-
plus 1 to damage.
Yep. It's in total.
So each 1, and then
You
one
get
gets.
one more. Yep.
That's just weird.
That's the first one.
Okay.
Second, third. Oh,
Uh,
come on.
Yeah.
the second. All right. So the missiles zing through the air and hit their, causing some damage. The goblin pyro moves or steps here and then casts a spell which is Burning Hands.
He's lucky I don't have an attack of opportunity.
Yep. He knows.
Well,
Don't forget, Shannon, that you got 4 extra hit
I
points.
guess with only
your
fighters
rage.
having attacks of opportunities, the default assumption by any
Is that they
enemy
don't.
should be that you don't. So
Yeah.
that's at least what I'm gonna
Mhm.
go with, because I feel like that makes sense. Okay, Burning Hands. So gouts of flame rush from his hands, and they actually hit all of you because it's a 15-foot cone. So all of you need to make a reflex save. Nice.
Second.
Said reflex.
You
save.
can really use the the macros. Do is type in the modifier. That's way faster than typing out a macro.
Oh,
every
so
time.
just like but my macro disappeared.
Your macro disappeared.
Yeah.
Did you not activate the macro bar in your settings?
Yeah, I mean it was there. The initiative macro was there.
No, that's when you click a token, but you also have a macro on your screen where you should see the macros that I made. You have to show the macro quick bar. If you go to the macro section, click show macro quick bar, and then you should
I'm
see
on
a bunch of macros.
settings.
Yeah.
No, okay. Yeah, macro. Show macro quick. Oh, okay.
All right.
I
So
still don't see any macros though.
well,
Oh, right. I have to click them individually. Right. Sorry. Never mind. Carry on.
I wonder.
and
By the way, Simon, I wonder if casting Burning Hands provokes my Retributing Strike.
what does it say?
That's a good question.
It is a creature within my reach hits an ally or a friendly creature.
It would, but it's a reaction, I assume.
It is a reaction.
And you get your actions at the beginning of your turn. So you would have to, before you get to act the first time in a combat, you don't have a reaction.
Okay.
So he lucked out on this one. So
Bastard.
Oran made it. Michael made it. Susi failed. Adrach failed. So Susi, Adrach, you take full damage. The others take half. There are no critical successes.
How
Probably
much
not.
is half damage?
Full is 9, half is 4. But Adrach takes full.
Oh, right.
And that was
That
3
brings
actions.
down very bad.
Hmm.
Michael.
Well, Michael will take a step forward and swing his glaive at the Goblin Pyro first.
Mm-hmm. And you crit
beautiful.
him.
I suppose he's dead now.
He is dead. You kill him with one fell swoop.
And the
Nice work.
and the second swing goes to Goblin Warrior right in front of him because of my reach.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose the Inspire Courage still
It's
works.
still on. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is going to be +1. Come on, I clicked.
There it goes.
There it is. And that's a miss. The Goblin Warriors. Well, the one that was attacked by Michael kind of ducks under the glaive and steps up. But instead of trying to stab Susi or Michael with his dagger, he instead fishes around for something that was buried under the pebbles that Oran used for his telekinetic projectile. And he finally finds it, and it's actually a length of rope. And then he looks up at Susi and Michael, grins wickedly, and yanks the rope. And the next moment, rocks fall in the area over here.
And everybody dies.
Not necessarily, but possibly.
Where? I can't see where the rocks
This
fell.
area.
Oh, shit.
And I will need reflex saves from Oran and Adrach. Oran failed. And Adrach made his save. So he only well, but don't be too happy because he still takes some damage because he didn't critically succeed on it. So Adrach takes 3 points of damage, and
And I'm
Oran
dead.
No. One thing after another.
Oh,
So Oran takes 7 points of damage, and Adrach takes 3. That brings Adrach down to 0, which means that Adrach moves in the initiative all the way all the way to the bottom, basically. At the
You can spend your hero point to stave off the death. Yeah, we forgot about that last time.
But would it not be better to save it for the next time I'm almost dead?
Well, we can go back and rest
Be dead.
again. So
Do you recover hero points every time you rest?
I don't think so.
nope.
Then I'm just gonna take a nap in the rocks.
Yeah, let's just see how I'm just going to walk through this once again because it's complicated. So getting knocked out, you're reduced to 0 hit points. You get knocked. You fall unconscious. You immediately move your initiative position to directly before the creature or effect that reduced you to 0 hit points. We did that. The attack was lethal. Yes, it was. So you gain the dying 1 condition. It was not a critical, so it doesn't go to dying 2 immediately. If your dying condition reaches 4 or greater, you die. But for now, this is all you need to know. You are at dying 1. So that was that Goblin Warrior. The other Goblin Warrior move around the fire and towards Susi and tries to stab her with his dog slicer.
The irony.
The irony.
Misses.
That'll hit.
And at this point, that will trigger my retributive strike.
Indeed. Does he get to roll the damage first?
No, that's the point.
No, because if he kills him, then the attack doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay. That
That's still
does that include the Inspired Courage?
that should still include Inspire Courage, so that would be a 14. I mean, that doesn't include.
Then it's a hit.
Yeah.
So
8 points.
you
of
kill him.
damage. And the
You
attack
do kill
doesn't
him.
Yay!
So before he
Paladin!
can bring the dog slicer to bear,
Paladins,
Michael
yay!
brings his glaive in between Susie and the goblin and cuts the goblin badly. Okay, there's still one warrior left. That was this round. The Inspired Courage is gone.
Stop.
Oran, your turn.
All right, so we'll inspire it again, and we'll see if it goes on its own. That'll do a level 2 high
That's-
target.
Yep, that works. Which
Okay.
target do I use? Do I use the encounter?
Probably the encounter, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but then I would have to adjust for all the creatures that are already dead. It's weird.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of.
don't like
odd.
that. I don't like all these dependency on
I
various
know.
things that you need to calculate on the fly.
I would leave it as the whatever the number is, but it doesn't say one way or the other. So it'll
Yeah.
go for 2 rounds, and then I'll use the last 2 actions to soothe our little halfling friend. So that will heal 5 points of damage.
Okay, which Alejandro, just so you know, that doesn't mean that you come back, but you do have 5 hit points, but you're still at dying 1.
I'm still dying 1.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you're still unconscious. Okay, there was.
Power nap.
It is a power nap. Any more actions, Orin?
No, that was all 3.
Okay. The Goblin Commando, seeing his minions cut down in frustration, throws his short bow into the fire and grabs what looks like a mockery of Michael's glaive, and is known to Goblin connoisseurs as a horse chopper. And he tries to attack Susie with that. 14.
That'll hit.
The hit. Dang it.
Yeah, you don't have armor class.
8 points of damage.
Armor's not your thing.
8 points of damage, and then it's Susie's turn.
She has a crap ton of hit points though, so.
I growl and close the. And
You're cutting out there.
I growl and close the distance and take his throat out.
All right, let's see if that.
Remember,
Works
you
out.
get the +1s on this, so.
It does work out, and it does not include the +1, I would assume.
No, because I hadn't figured out how to put it in there.
In that case, it's exactly enough to really bite his throat out. So you have one.
Yeah, you have 1 action left, Shannon.
Moving. is an action, isn't it? But it's a
Yep,
5-foot
moving is an
step.
action. So is the 5
There's no
foot
5-foot step. There's no 5-foot step.
Well,
There's
it's
only.
a
There's only
step
an
is
action.
is an action you can do, but because there's bodies laying there, you can't actually step. So you just have to move.
There we go.
All right, Michael. Only that puny little goblin is left. Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
There was left. Okay, Adrach. So now we see what happens. You need to roll your recovery save.
Which
That's another thing that is annoying, that I need to look up the skill DC of that monster's level. And now it's really weird because the monster doesn't actually have a level, because well, I guess it's a hazard. So that's a
So
0.
the trap level, whatever that
Yeah,
was.
that would be a 0. So, and then
So
I
it's
use
a
the high
12.
DC, so it's a 12.
Yeah.
So that's gonna take a long time until I know that table off the top of my head.
Well,
You cut out.
So you roll a The
42.
way it's laid out drives me nuts. You will need to roll your recovery savings throw, which is a special kind of fortitude save. So roll your fortitude.
Oh, but 42 is the worst.
Yeah, that's what happens when you choose a squishy. But there you go.
I get a roll.
Luck of the halfling.
Those are spores, man. They're like this.
The spores, right?
They're medicinal.
You're at 1 hit point or more. And you succeeded, so you become conscious and you can take your turn normally, although you lose 1 action this turn.
And
you
how
still
much
have.
hit points do I take?
You don't take any.
Ah,
Yeah, but you
because
still
I heard
still
you
have.
said, take 1 hit
No,
point.
no. It's just the result of the saving throw depends on whether or not you are at 0 hit points or at 1 hit point or more.
Ah, right. Okay.
And you still have the dying condition. So you take your turn now, and then at the end of your turn, as long as you still have 1 hit point or more and are conscious, you reduce your dying condition.
Okay. So Adrach gets up from under the rubble, moves some rocks from on top of him, tries to get his bearings. He sees a bunch of dead goblins.
Yeah.
Are there any more goblins left?
Looks like they got them all.
Because like spores.
No, a rock.
Oh, a rock. Not as nice as spores, are they?
No.
Anyone got some spores?
Bit
Yeah.
harder.
3 goes to Adrach, 6 goes to Oran.
Okay.
All right, I'll have to use my other one on me too. Oh, good. That brings me to full.
I take a potion.
Yeah, Adrach reaches in his pockets, takes the dusty old bottle that he found earlier,
Don't put it in your mouth,
pops
Adrach.
it, and takes a swig out of it.
Yeah, it's a big D6, guys.
D8.
No, it is a D6.
D8.
minor healing potion.
It is just D8. It written
What's
right
the
there.
minor reading potion? 1d6?
D6.
No,
All the
it's
healing
not.
potions. All the healing potions are D6s.
I'm fairly sure it was D8. Wait, let me see.
I remember someone complaining that healing in a bottle is worse than a cleric, so that would make sense.
Alright, then there goes the
Well,
dusty old bottle, and he takes a swig, burps,
Simon,
chucks the bottle.
in your copy of the playing guide, it's healing potion type minor, price 3 gold pieces. The potion restores 1d8 hit points, and the lesser restores 2d8 plus 4. 393.
I guess then it's 1d8.
Because that's not what mine says.
Really? That can't be, because they didn't update the PDF.
393.
Okay, look at
Healing
this.
Potion.
393.
Okay, so yeah, there are two different things I'm looking at. Yeah. There's the elixir of minor healing, or there's a minor healing potion. So that's what I'm looking at. So with the elixir,
healing
it's
potion
1d6.
The healing potion is still a d8.
Right.
Good.
Oh.
So the healing potion is a d8, the elixir is a d6.
Let's try this again then. That's a better matter.
But then you'd used your, your resonance for the day.
Oh yeah, right. You have to spend a point of resonance to use each potion.
So if you don't have a charisma bonus, your level is how many you're allowed.
And everybody knows what they need to do. Alejandro, Shannon.
What do you
Not
mean
really.
to do?
You need to take away one of your resonance points. Do you know what that means?
know. I remember hearing about resonance points.
Yeah, so now you have you have a pool of resonance points, which basically limits how many magic items you can use in a day and how often a day. And using a potion means you need to spend 1 point of resonance. Do you have a charisma bonus?
I do. I have a +1 charisma.
Okay. So you have 2 points of resonance.
So you have 2 points of resonance. So now you have 1 point left.
Where
And
where in the character sheet are the resonance?
I have
points?
no idea.
It's not
I
on the
don't know.
character sheet.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Really?
I'm just gonna put it in the notes.
Actually, if you have the fill-in one, it's on the bottom of one of the pages on the bottom right corner, and I can't remember which one because I don't have it up right now.
I'm just putting it
Oh.
in like the left, the
But
Fine.
you also need to roll a d8 and 6 that you're.
at the. Oh, that's all right because I got to max health anyway.
Okay.
So, if I use a resonance, then I can't have healing magic on me anymore?
No, you can
No,
have
that-
healing magic, just not a potion.
Well, and technically speaking, you still can, but you'll have to roll some more
You have to
bullshit
roll. Yeah.
to get to use it properly.
So basically, you get 1 potion a day right now, Shannon. That's going to work for sure. After that, it might work, it might not.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
All right. So you're still in that damp, large cavern with that weird ledge on one end of it that the goblins have chosen to be their main lair, and apparently something of a headquarters, judging by the
Yeah.
prowess of the warriors you encountered here.
So we can definitely look around some more.
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
Yeah, let
give
Oran
me-
take
gi-
around.
Give me a perception check.
Adrach checks the fire, whatever they were cooking, and it picks up whatever spices or anything they were using to season stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Goblin cuisine. It's
They're
very
not
in-
seasoning anything.
No, the spices they were using were not even food. They were like nail clippings and stuff.
Yeah,
And the
that's-
meat,
It's
the-
like it's organic. It's very
The meat looks like dire rat meat.
well. It's locally nourished, urban foraging stuff. It's very in right now.
Mm-hmm. Michael notices the goblin's stash
But
under a pile of moldy straw behind a stalagmite near the rope that triggered the falling rock trap. You find 2 flasks of alchemist's fire, a smoke stick, and 10 copper pieces.
oh well, that's certainly some things we could use, probably, or I don't know. I don't really have.
But
any use
that's
for-
all of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of those checks were only with regard to the part of the room, because to get to that ledge you would actually have to make an athletics or climb check to get up there.
Which I'm probably not very good at. So, Susie, if you want to try to climb up there, you can.
Yeah, I'll use my athletics.
We all have uses for copper, believe me.
All right, so Susie elegantly climbs up to the ledge.
Now you can look
And,
around up there.
Yeah, the ledge itself is fairly barren. Give me a perception check. Just smooth stone, almost strangely smooth. And then you inspect the walls a little bit, and you notice that there is a cleverly hidden secret door at the edge of the ledge.
Hey guys, up here
And there's a tiny keyhole.
with the keyhole.
Oh, maybe one of them has the key. And Adrach rushes to inspect the goblins, see if anyone has the key.
And you go through their belongings, which is quite a disgusting ordeal.
Hey,
And
it's cultural.
yeah,
Not disgusting.
like horticulture maybe. And they on them.
What?
They
Yeah,
have
you gotta
nothing on
help.
them. They have
No
nothing
key?
on them. Nothing on them.
Ugh,
Literally.
that is disgusting.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, somebody want to give me a boost up here? Maybe I can look at that door.
Okay, if you insist.
Jade.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yake. Oh, well, man.
Oh, this is going to be
I'll
tough.
aid.
You're gonna reach down for me.
Yes. What is it? Athletics again.
There you go. That's what it looks like. You reach down for him and you help him up. It's
You're
fine.
not
You can
helping, Michael.
yeah. Michael's
Holy-
definitely
Don't pull.
basically just prodding Oran with his
Yeah.
glaive from
That's
down there.
not how
Oh,
it
man.
works.
All right, you can't take 10 or 20 anymore.
Nope.
So you roll 20 times and then you make it
Yeah,
up there.
eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make
It's
it up
the-
there.
You,
eventually.
you struggle, but you get up there.
So we'll look at the
Finally.
door and see if I can do anything.
Give me a thievery check.
Yes. Check that out.
Yeah, you're
Lockpicky.
you're making some progress. Give me another.
Okay. No.
Well, you're losing progress. Give me another. No, I'm serious. This is how it works now.
Yep.
You're making progress. You're losing progress.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
losing. What happens when you've already successes? Are you at risk of damaging it or something?
Yep. If I critical.
Only if you crit fail.
Yeah.
Let me. I just want to see it myself. I just haven't had that come up yet. Allows you to disarm a trap. No, pick a lock. Opening a lock without a key is very similar to disabling a blah. Success, you gain 1 success toward opening. Critical, you gain 2 successes. Critical fail, you either undo 1 success. You have only if you
Critical.
crit fail, you undo 1 success, or you have already gained. Or if you have no successes, you break. Can be used while broken, but are treated as poor quality tools. So let's count that again. That's 1 success, then a failure, 2 success and a failure, and another failure. Yeah, 2 successes so far.
Okay.
Continues to be 2. 2.
It's going to take me a little while. I told you that's why I didn't want to go through the other
And
door.
3. And finally it springs open.
I got it open.
And beyond is a very narrow, roughly dug corridor.
So here's another question. Do we want to keep going or do we want to go rest again? Because we're out of spells, right?
I mean, I know I just slept
And
there, but I
Susie's,
could do with a little siesta.
and Susie's hurt. Yeah.
All right, so let's just keep things moving. So you head back to town, you rest up, everybody's back at full hit points, and you return to this place, and it's basically the exact same way that you
Yep.
found it.
Full hit points, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if you need to spend 20 silver pieces to
Sure.
buy something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just
Does
get
it?
healed up. Mostly it just matters whether we can get through there or not.
Yeah.
Who
So this
wants to
is
go
the-
first?
So,
Third
I'll
day.
go first, and I'll sneak through there.
All right, so you
but we
continue
gotta boost everybody up there.
I'll
Yeah,
stay
you-
down here, help.
Yeah, you help one after another, and after a while, finally, so because the DC is within reach of everybody, so it's make it
Yeah.
up there. And we don't need to roll 20 times, even though the rules somehow expect you to do that. So you do all eventually make it up there, and then press on into the narrow corridor that reeks of stale sweat and dried blood, and you continue to move forward until the corridor opens up into a larger chamber, which holds a filthy straw bed that's tucked into the far corner of it, made from ratty hides and moldy clothes. And off to the sides, it's a pair of chests, one of which is open and filled to the top with a strange assortment of clothes. And then there's, of course, and then that leads south. And you can give me perception checks, I guess. Yeah, how about we just roll perception for initiative?
And again, I'm last.
Oops.
Wow.
Oh, I forgot to click my.
Yeah, same here. We'll get him in there. Michael was ready for things.
So,
Oh, shit.
Adrach, initiative?
Yeah.
He got a 10. He
10.
just didn't click either.
I got a 6.
What was that? Susie's got a 6.
And I had a 17.
Sorry.
Yep.
17. And Michael is in there. Okay. All right. So, Michael, you hear a very loud, very disgusting sound, like a large beast feasting on some fresh prey, echoing into this chamber from the southern corridor.
Well, Michael then twirls his glaive in hand, says, "Shh, I think I hear it. Follow me." And he will follow the sound. This would be move 1. And move, I suppose, move 2 like this.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Okay, so
any light?
yeah, as you move into this room, a good question, is there any light? No, there's no light, so you're in utter darkness.
I have light.
Yeah, well, Michael is in total darkness. And but you hear something from the darkness. Still that disgusting sound, and then it suddenly stops.
Can I
Here it go. And in a language you don't understand, it yells out something, just kind of like annoyed, just and I would assume that you don't respond.
No.
And then it goes, and then it starts again.
Okay.
Oran?
I wonder if I can take cover or make, basically take to
Well, you're in utter darkness, you're total darkness, yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, he shouldn't have gone in there, but I better go help him.
Yeah, I think we
2,
should all go.
3, 4.
Okay, as you bring light into this room, it becomes clear to you that this room may have been used as a shrine long ago, but its contents are now a ghastly mockery of its former purpose. To the south, which is right here, there's an altar upon a raised dais that is surrounded by mosaics depicting a stern woman with long flowing white hair, all of which has been slathered in filth and gore. The whole area reeks of decay and cloying, clotted blood. And the reason for the sound is still in the darkness, which is terrifying. but you hear it. And also, once you bring the light into the room, the sounds stop once again, and then you hear a roaring, raging, angered growl from where those noises came from before. So it sounds like it spotted you.
Okay.
Why did everybody move in initiative?
Okay, we're still in initiative, guys.
Shannon, Alejandro,
What happened to my initiative?
You're
well,
still
what
in initiative. You should have moved.
you moved even though it was
Oh, sorry. Just wanted to get close to the action.
right, which you can do
In
as
my
soon
turn.
as
Yeah.
as soon as Oran is done
Got
with
a
his
bit
turn.
carried away.
Right.
Yep.
Oran, you still have one more action, I think.
Well, I started my second move into
Okay.
this space, so I can still keep going here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go over here.
Yeah, so you
in the
pass a
corner.
door on your way.
Okay. And then I will. It's craziness. I don't like anything, so I'll put a shield up.
Okay. Adrach, now it's your turn.
Now we're cooking with fire. So I can move here.
It's one
That's-
move.
Yeah. And without being able to see anything, and I can't really hear anything, I think Adrach just kind of crouches behind this statue here.
Okay.
And yeah,
Take
delays.
cover.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's
cover.
actually an action to take cover.
Yep.
I'll take cover.
All right. Susie. Shannon.
I move to there.
Yeah, she's moving.
Okay.
And that takes my full move.
Well, it takes one move. You
That's
still
one
have two
That
more
move.
takes
actions.
one move. Can't see anything yet.
Nope.
I'm gonna move on the other side of Michael. Ah, there's somebody there.
Do you see? Oh yeah. Well,
Sort of.
Sort of. Yeah.
You could try throwing your torch in that direction to widen the light source.
I will do so. But I will do so.
Yeah. Yeah. You throw your torch.
Hmm.
Okay.
What do I need? Just to roll
Ugh,
around here?
nothing. I don't really care about that.
That's
I just need to put a token here. I mean, I would assume that a powerful adventurer can throw a torch 10 feet.
okay.
Okay, and you no longer have that light. All right, so you throw the torch over there, and it shines onto the visage of this fella, which can only be Dracus himself, an hobgoblin that is covered in blood and entrails, as he's apparently in the process of sucking a goblin dry that he put on the altar for easy access, and blood is still running from his strange three-pronged tongue, which is certainly not a hobgoblin trait. Even you know that, even if you don't know anything about hobgoblins, but that's definitely not hobgoblin. Yeah, and he is very mad at your intrusion. That's obvious to you. So there was, yeah, you stopped your move and you threw the torch, so that's your turn.
So that's all
Mhm.
my three.
All right, Michael.
Michael will move somewhere here to have a straight line to the guy, to where he is glaive again, and this time he can see him, so he will try to intimidate him by yelling, "You, Drax the Taker, do you know who the hell came for you from hell itself? It is I, the champion of Sicilian. So prepare for your demise now." He developed very keen intimidation skills from fighting on the arena, so he's very proficient in that.
Okay, so how does intimidate work?
That would be +3. Chesker, one moment. Intimidation. Demoralize with a sudden shout, well-timed thought. To 10, I choose an enemy within 30 feet. And attempt an intimidation check against its will DC. If target doesn't understand my language, it gets, I get a penalty 4. And
Okay, against its will DC, I see.
Yeah, and
All right,
if I
go ahead,
succeed, it
try
gets
that.
right.
Try that. If you use the macros, it's like 8 times faster.
But
Maybe
it's
10.
not as fun.
That's a miss. So it's not enough to intimidate him. Instead, he turns around and his face starts to change as he moves around. His goblin grin goes wider and wider, and then his insides it seems like his insides are starting outside as the lips disappear, the teeth disappear, the eyes sort of move back into his face, and everything becomes just a hairless, leathery face, a grotesque and unsettling wall of absolute featurelessness. It's terrifying to behold, and since it's now so beautifully illuminated by the torch, everybody saw it except Oran, this transformation. So he gets a +2 attack, only attack or also damage? Attack and damage against you for having witnessed that. And he charges Michael immediately for the audacity to challenge him like that. And he brings his longsword with him and hits him hard and does 6 points of damage to you. So he reverted form, he moved, and he attacked. Those were his 3 actions. So, yeah, that is it. Oran.
All right. So I'm going to take a standard move up to here. Then I'm going to take a step as a second action. And now that I'm flanking him, actually, I'm just going to inspire courage for everybody else. So let's see if I can get a bonus for more rounds. I do. So that lasts for 3 rounds.
Inspire courage.
Yep.
Does the critical success add?
That's why it's 3 rounds instead of 2.
Okay, nice. That was 1 move and a action.
It was a move, a step, and an act, and a inspire courage.
I see. Okay.
So I took the step
Adrach.
so he couldn't attack me.
Okay. Adrach.
Adrach stares at the monster that is charging his face. Raising up his arms, he intones an unholy recipe for spicy tacos. As black shadows curl out from his fingertips.
With ghost peppers.
Yeah.
And oh, come on!
And what is that?
That was Grim Tendrils, and he has to do a fortitude save. to negate 2d4 negative damage and 1 persistent bleed damage.
Okay, so first will save, you say? No, fortitude.
Fortitude.
Ooh, he failed.
Wow.
Oh,
So he-
incredible!
So he actually takes those 2 points of what
Negative
kind of
damage and 1
Ne-
persistent bleed damage. So that's, Grim Tendrils.
Okay. That's not bad. So 1 persistent bleed damage.
Yeah.
And I think if he's not trained in medicine, then he's pretty much out of luck.
I don't know if that is trained or you can do it untrained. I don't remember.
Anyway, that was 2 actions, I think.
Yes. And for the next action, just gets under cover.
Okay, take cover again. Well, that would have been a move. So
Would
you
that
take
not be
cover.
like a 5-foot step?
No, take cover is its own action.
Oh, okay.
Hmm?
Take cover.
All right,
Uh,
Susie.
so yeah, you can't administer first aid untrained. You're allowed to. Yes.
Okay.
Now, do I? Let's see. I can attack from here, so I will.
So you need to rage. Yep.
Rage. Rawr, 2 and
remember
attack.
to add the +1.
Well, you said you couldn't do it on the.
No, I did say. Well, I just can't just add it to that. So it's at 22 and
That's-
10 points of damage.
That's a hit for 10 points of damage.
And here's my second, or my third, sorry.
Second.
No, because I raged.
It doesn't count as a third attack. It's only your second actual attack.
Not, you,
Each
I know
each
what
attack,
no,
not each
okay.
action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not necessary. Well, it is. Yeah. There you go. But you missed.
It's the right penalty. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a miss. And Michael, your turn.
Well, Michael is obviously disturbed by such transformation, but not deterred. So, after taking some damage, he will shake himself up, smirk, and, well, tries to repay in kind. So, 19.
And you hit him for 9 points of damage.
And the second time.
And you hit him again for 9 points of damage.
I actually did not write in the third attack because it's well,
Because you didn't think you were going to do it.
yeah, it was stupid penalty of -5. So I think I will.
It'll still be a 20.
Yeah, I will.
It still could be a 20.
Instead, I think I will lay on hands on myself.
Okay. That provokes an attack of opportunity from him.
No, it doesn't, because I have a feat called Warded Touch, which allows me to. It don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Cool.
Excellent.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so you
still-
heal yourself and you give yourself. Can you give yourself?
I'm not sure.
I see bonus.
Technically speaking, I suppose I count as my own ally, but that's up to you to decide.
Yes.
Well, if it doesn't specifically say not to yourself, then I think you count as your own ally.
It only says if target is an ally.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's go with it. It's 1 round. It's fine. The weird former hobgoblin thing takes a point of bleed damage. And then moves over here behind the statue and downs a potion. Ha ha ha.
He died.
But
Now you know how it feels.
I would think that heals the bleed damage too, right?
Yes.
That should be the case.
Yeah.
And that was 1, 2. Still has an action left if I didn't miscount.
You have to take the potion out.
Oh right, I have to take the potion out, so that's 3. All right, so that's it. And don't ask me where you kept that.
I don't think I
Oran.
want to know. So I don't, fortunately, need to sing because it's already working. So perfect.
Mm-hmm. Saved in
So-
action.
So we'll move up to there. Yeah, what the hell? We'll try it. We'll try the True Strike, which is a word. It's a verbal. So I get to roll twice to hit him and take the better one.
Okay.
So here's the first one, and here's the second one. Hey, it's the same thing both times.
They both hit? Or
So
each
one of them
would
hits.
Yeah.
Yep. And I stab him for 5 points.
You stab him for 5 points, but the ferocious monster holds on to dear life because of his potion. Adrach.
Question. So we did rest, so I did get my 2 spells
Yes.
back, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright.
So you can magic missile him.
I can
Yeah.
magic missile him from right here.
All
3
right.
times.
From across the room, you shoot your magic missiles, and it doesn't even matter what you. It's going to be enough to kill Drakus the Taker.
Yes.
Play Final Fantasy music.
Magic missiles in the shape of the slices slide through the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you
All right.
now you know how Gazel feels all the time.
I'm liking this caster thing.
Just to wrap things up.
Yeah.
So there's this other door. You'll find a key on his body that will let you open that door, and it takes you to a short hallway that then leads to a flight of stairs ascending into a small chapel. This space is perfectly still and spotlessly clean, a stark departure from the grime and filth that has marred the rest of this complex. And atop the stairs is a small chapel dedicated to the Lady of Graves. This is apparently the one place that even Drake is.
What? You cut out for a moment.
This is the one place that even Dracus apparently refused to defile. And it has remained a sacred place. Pharasma's imagery appears again here in a simple mosaic on the wall above a stone altar. And atop the altar is a book, a dagger, and a silver bowl. The book on the altar is a copy of The Bones Land in a Spiral, one of Pharasma's sacred texts. The book is open to a passage discussing the proper litany to be spoken when sanctifying a creature's passage into Pharasma's realm. And if this book could be sold to someone, it would be worth 14 gold pieces, but that doesn't really matter.
Yep.
The silver bowl is filled with a dose of holy water, but as long as the bowl remains on the altar, a glance into the waters within reveals to the viewer an image of their future. If you look into the bowl, you see an image of a much older version of yourself, trudging through a vast desert at night, while the stars wheel at a dizzying speed overhead before blinking out into darkness, one by one. This vision is the same for each of you. The dagger upon the altar is called Final Rest, and it's a +1 ghost touch dagger.
Holy cow.
Wow.
All right,
I need to lay off the spores.
And then we have some more stuff that is found within Drake's lair, with his belongings.
Well, we were coming here for the Star of Desna, right?
Exactly. So that's what you're looking for. And you will find it with his stuff. Yeah, there's a trap, but who cares at this point poisoned log, but yeah. So among
If
the
we have the
foul-smelling
keys.
heap of rags and straw, there's like a handful of change there. But what's really interesting is the open chest that contains a wide variety of clothing, barbarian hides, merchant clothes, noble attire, even with fake jewelry, and even a city watch uniform. All sorts of costumes, it seems. Inside the closed chest, you find all of the treasures stolen over the last several months by Drakus and his goblins. A large amount of loot that can be found within. It consists of an expert quality crossbow, a feather token bird, 3 light. Is anyone taking this, by the way? Because
We need it for the next time. Yeah.
you might need it. Okay. An expert quality crossbow, a feather token bird, 3 light arrows, a scroll of bless, a scroll of magic weapon, a wand of produce flame, a vial of oil of mending, a collection of rare inks and powders, a series of related esoteric books,
Oh, I want the books.
a bag of gemstones, a small sack filled with coins, which is 5 gold pieces, 74 silver pieces, and 183 copper pieces. Yeah, of course, this is all stolen property. I mean, that
Yeah.
should be clear. But no, I guess the people that this was stolen from don't expect it back anytime.
Dubiously acquired is the correct term.
Yeah. And then there are, well, I did not notice this before, and I actually didn't do the preparation for it, but there are also 4 third-level magic items in here that I will have to pick to tailor to each of you classes.
Okay.
Oh no, wait.
There's like
No,
one.
forget about it. Forget about it. No, there are no more items in here. It's just the loot that I told you. That's what's in there. But also, what's found within the chest are 2 items. Whose owner I hate when they like mix the treasure description with stuff that the players shouldn't know, because then you can't just because you need to. It's really annoying. All right, so in the chest there are 2 items, and these items are the Star of Desna, which you came here or sent here to retrieve, and then there's a thick journal with the title "Notes on the Last Theorem" scratched into its cover. Strangely enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so concluding the chapter, you recover the Star of Desna and you return to Kellery, and you are even in time for her to make her journey to a festival. So she is absolutely exhilarated by that outcome. She is also thoroughly relieved to have the family back at all, and she also gets a chance to see the other things that you found, and she's even more surprised by the notes on the last theorem. The notes on the last theorem is a leather-bound journal written in Aklo by a careful hand. The book... this again, I don't know what you're supposed to know. I'm just going to give it to you because who cares? Is a leather-bound journal written in Aklo by a careful hand. The once belonged to the Chalish diplomat Nissarian, a man who recently abandoned his duties in Magnimar and went missing. If anyone has trained in society, you can roll.
Oh yeah. Who's not trained in society? Come on.
And Kellery, being a scholarly type, is trained in Aklo, so she can read it a little bit. And Oran, you've actually heard of Nissarian. There are rumors in town that he traveled to Osirion, chase legends of hidden treasures in the desert sands. Kellery can skim the book for a little bit and then tells you roughly what it's about. And the book focuses on cataloging post contents and location of a rare tome called The Last Theorem, a book said to contain exhaustive information on the sinister aliens of the Dominion of the Black, and in particular, a number of hints toward an upcoming invasion of Golarion by these horrific monsters. In addition, the book notes that the last theorem is said to contain magical formulas, equations, and incantations capable of affecting the physical world and making ready the world for its new Dominion rulers. End quote. Much of the book seems to be concerned with an upcoming doomsday, yet no clues in notes on the last theorem indicate what date this doom is to occur. The mysterious book also clarifies that Nessarian was much more than merely a Shelish diplomat, and irrefutably proves that Nessarian had ties to a nefarious secret society of Dominion cultists known as the Night Herald. The book doesn't go into further details about the Night Herald. At this point, Kellery tells you that she has a secret to share. She's a member of a secret society whose interests lie in the hidden nature of reality, the esoteric order of the Paladin Eye. She explains to you that among other goals, the esoteric order find and control dangerous lore secrets so that cults like the Night Heralds cannot use them for ill intent. While the esoteric order has other primary enemies, such as death cultists known as the Whispering Way, they have of recent years grown more and more concerned with the machinations of the Night Herald, and the hints provided in the pages of notes on the last theorem are truly worrying to Kellery, who fears that Nessarian may be seeking some ancient doomsday weapon or other potent artifact. She cautions that the group is dangerous and must be stopped. Kellery needs time to study notes on the last theorem and to report back to the esoteric order about this. She invites you to help her in studying the text and even offers to sponsor you if you wish to seek membership in the esoteric order. And this is where this part of the playtest adventure stops or ends, and it will continue with a new set of heroes in the next part, and these heroes will be called upon again in a different part.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, you made it.
Hey,
We
made it.
survived.
Once
I'm
you get into
impressed.
the room,
Yeah.
it was easier to do.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I think at this point we would be able to take the rat as well.
Yeah. You really just needed to get in there and gang up on
Yes.
him. That's the getting through the through the tunnel is the trick, because if you try to get to the door, he absolutely definitely notices you.
Yeah.
And if you need more than one attempt to open the door, he even prepares a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the tough way to get in there.
So I wasn't
coming through the
sure
tunnel,
the
that's-
bard was going to work, but it seemed to be not too bad.
I think the bard did a splendid job.
Yeah.
The paladin did a badass job.
Yeah.
I'm pretty satisfied with this. And finally, Michael actually hit something, so I suppose it is now true that he is a paladin of Shelyn. Because with her holy weapon, he totally slayed some beasts.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I gotta say, Susi can do some damage when she's raging.
Yeah, definitely. No joke.
Still
Cool.
clunky in the gameplay, as far as being bogged down with tables and rules and stuff.
Well, we're
Oh,
still
yeah,
figuring
well-
some of that out. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
that's the way it is.
That's what it's supposed. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. It's a new system.
I had to make flashcards.
It would have been much tougher if we'd have just kept going, because we didn't have the healing to do that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
true.
Yeah, without a pure cleric, gosh.
Well, even then, I still think the party still had to take breaks instead of doing it like we did the last time.
Well, we still took breaks before we went into this room, but
Yeah.
it didn't matter because we got bogged in that doorway.
It
Yeah, we
really
got-
is the choke point that makes the difference. If you
Um,
let Drake has cut the people down one by one.
Yeah.
Can't believe how much of a difference it makes, though. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like night and day.
And also the action economy, like because if you manage to gang up on him, not just that you get more attacks on him, but you also force him to take a step action every time. So
Yep.
then he doesn't get to do his 3 attacks. And because of his high attack bonus, usually his 3 attacks are usually also 3 hits. So
Yep.
that takes some of it.
Yeah, instead of having,
Yeah.
like you said, instead of having one person entering the doorway one at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, ganging up on someone is even more crippling than it used to be in first edition because of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I had a cleric that was ready to do the same thing if we got bogged down in the doors, but the cleric would have been using Tidal Surge to try to move him around.
Mm-hmm.
But we went with the bard, and I tried to build him so that he could do thief things as well. So that's why I could pick locks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is you could have even stolen his stuff and snuck back out without ever encountering him.
Yep.
That's true too.
That would have been fun. Who would need a rogue though?
Yeah. That trap is pretty nasty that gets sprung if you don't have the key to the box. to the
Yeah,
chest.
you need the key.
So you need someone who knows.
Because I
what
only
they're
have a
doing.
+3 thievery because I'm not an actual rogue. So.
Yeah. I'm not sure what I'm thinking about
But I had
those.
other things set up.
I'm not sure how I feel
It
about
just,
the thievery
because I
rule.
could flank him, because we were in the room and I could flank him. I didn't need to do the other stuff I was planning to do, like feints and things like that.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about the thievery rules. I mean, with disabling a trap, I can see how that's fun to actually watch the rogue roll again and just be like, oh my god, oh no, please don't crit fail. But
Yeah.
on opening a lock, it's like, come on,
Yeah,
this takes forever.
It does take forever.
And especially because regular failures don't have any negative impact. So if like with this DC where your modifier just barely gets you over it, but if you fail, you just barely go under it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down,
Well,
down.
picking locks normally took a while anyway in first edition. This makes it kind of faster if you get lucky. You can do it in a round or two if you.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's different.
But if first edition, you could just take 10, and I mean not at first level, of course, but then later on, and it would just fine.
I could take 10, but I didn't take the assurance feat. So.
Yeah, but in this edition, at least from how I'm seeing it, it's take 10 is not for the people who are actually good at something that they can do it, without really thinking.
Yeah.
But the assurance feats take 10 is more like for people who are not good at it, that they at least get a straight 10 out of it.
Yeah.
So it's really, you really have to shift your paradigm there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do think it is hilarious though that I still cannot make a roll to save anybody's life. But
yeah. Well, it's on brand. Yeah.
So an entire adventure path and a play test, I still can't do it. So I'm doing well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so but what we also haven't learned from what can you actually do when you're grappling someone? Repositioning. How can you drag someone?
There's nothing that I could see in there about dragging or repositioning or doing any of that in there.
Yeah.
So
and that's just odd.
Something that's missing from the rules.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to put that in the review anyway.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. You have not reported a survey yet? You haven't reported a survey yet?
I haven't tried it yet, no.
Okay, good, because I already did and I didn't know, which is a bummer.
You didn't what?
I already filed my Game Master survey and I wasn't aware that you, which is kind of stupid because why should I not be able to file it several times if I play it several?
So you get one time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just put in everything that we did in the last two things so that we can get down there. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. But there is an open survey, so I'm gonna try this.
Oh, is it finally up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are
it's
all
been
up.
It's been up for some time already.
Okay. So thank you guys for playing.
Thank
That
you.
was
Thank you
fun
so
and
much for running it. Yeah.
of course that was fun and satisfying to have Drake's butt kicked.
Yeah, and see, all you needed was like a very high wizard with you.
Yeah, that was fun. that was just a fantastic encounter.
Yeah.
Thanks
Except
for the
I'm not-
shrooms.
I'm not going to follow you anytime your smelling goes off again. No.
Yeah. I don't
Staying away
think
from that.
this wizard's gonna follow his nose anymore.
Yeah, maybe that wizard is going to turn into an alcoholic after all.
Yeah.
We somehow had a comedy moment in that whole depressing.
Yeah. Yep. All right, I'm going to jump off.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you very much. Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you guys. Hope we have
Yeah.
an